All right, here we are to discuss the big changes in the starting lineup for both teams. Danny, which change is more inexplicable, Damian Jones or Myers Leonard starting at center tonight?
Well, I mean, Myers Leonard was arguably the best center for his team in game two, so I think that makes more sense than
Yeah, he's
Damian Jones, who
also.
was the worst center for his team in game two.
Well, I will give him at least a little bit of credit. He didn't have a chance to do much. He just failed to contest
Yeah.
one play at the rim that he was only in there for like 2 minutes. But and presumably Jones is going to play about 4 minutes before Kevon Looney comes in. I don't know what Andrew Bogut did to just get taken out of the starting lineup though. But more, I mean, number one, Jones wasn't any good to begin with, and he's coming off a 6 month layoff from competitive basketball.
Due to
So
a torn pectoral muscle.
yeah, so that's I think I'll try to explain what I think Steve Kerr's thinking here is. They were going to start Enes Kanter, in theory. He believes that Kevon Looney can't really play more than about 25 minutes. They had to extend him to 29 last game. Jordan Bell is too small as well to deal with all the larger Blazers center at Kanter, in theory, although, again, Kanter's not starting now. So Jordan Bell probably would have made more sense. He also just doesn't want to reward Bell overall because he thinks that he's, just kind of a fuck up. So that's how you end up. And, of course, just obviously the whole team building, Damian Jones, has worked hard, good story,
Damian
all
Jones,
that
who
shit.
started the season as the starting center,
Yeah.
and then lost. I guess I'm trying to remember if I believe he lost that spot before the injury, but I'm trying to remember if that was for sure.
No, I
No,
don't
I think
think
he
he.
was.
I don't
He had
think
just
he
gotten
had.
fewer minutes,
Yeah.
but he hadn't lost the spot. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it happened in Detroit after they'd had a bunch of injuries, and so it was unclear whether he was going to lose. I mean, obviously, he would have lost it when
Cousins got back, but it
returned.
was- yeah.
Yeah, for Portland, Myers Leonard, the thought there, he brings outside shooting ability when Dame and CJ get trapped, and he's also an excellent passer, which is something that's probably been underrated about him. He made some really nice passes at the end of game two, and so he can make decisions when he's being in that 4-on-3 scenario after the trap. What else to talk about here before we come into this?
Portland's approach on a high screen and roll. Do they want to trap? Do they want to blitz? Do they want to switch? Like they can try a bunch of different approaches. Game one, they were doing the drop back system, got eviscerated by Steph Curry. Brought the center up more, whether it was Leonard or Cantor or Zach Collins, who only played, I believe, 8 minutes because of his 5 fouls. And so what approach they use here, and whether that changes up, what is the impetus for a change should it happen? That's really important. And then I think the biggest one, we talked about this when we recorded for Dunked on game two. The Blazers looked at their best when they were playing Seth Curry with the two starting guards. And you're conceding theoretically something defensively because you're playing smaller and all that kind of stuff. But gaining something material offensively because that's another guy that you can't really help off of and spaces the floor. And so what does Terry Stotts do there? Does he make that maybe not his primary lineup, maybe not his starting lineup, but his closing lineup? Do they give that trio more than 10 to 15 minutes in this game? I'm really interested in that.
You mentioned the Blazers pick and roll defense. I think the Warriors pick and roll defense
Sure.
was largely failed in game two. Now, certainly Portland's excellent three-point shooting, 18 out of 39 and 11 out of 21 in the first half, or I'm sorry, 11 out of 22 in the first half was part of that. But the Blazers did a much better job of stringing out the big. You want to get separation when you're getting trapped from the screener so that then the big has a much further distance to get back, as does the guy who's on you. They also did a better job of setting screens so that Dame Lillard, is going to take 3 or 4 dribbles away from the screen, and then he can throw it back to the big, and there's a lot of space to cover. I thought the switching at the end was more effective. They don't have the personnel to play that way the whole game, certainly not with Jones starting here, you would think. So I think the Blazers can do a pretty decent job, and especially when Draymond Green is out of the game, I think the Warriors are going to have major problems stopping them.
Well, and that gets into another interesting question for this one is whether Steve Kerr is going to be aggressive with his starters' minutes if the game is close or kind of in either circumstance. Where are they going to go with the first half? Terry Stotts is very comfortable riding his most important players in the second half. We've seen that. Dame and CJ both can play significant minutes there. There's been more variance in Kerr's approach. That's why I'm more interested.
And the Blazers have no tomorrow. Obviously, the Warriors do. And yeah, I think you hit on the player usage. Who the 4-man is going to be? Mo Harkless, Aminu, Evan Turner down the end of halves is going to be an interesting one for me as well. So we'll be watching. Damian Jones does. I think another reason maybe why Kerr went to him was that 4-on-3 with Draymond Green. Jones can get up, finish those alley-oops in a way that Andrew Bogut cannot any longer. So that's another reason maybe why they went to him. But I think the biggest problem to me is Jones not as good of a screener as the other guys. Can't do anything as far as being a passer on offense. He'll make a lot of ugly turnovers. And then defensively does not protect the rim, does not have the defensive intelligence. But I think they want his mobility getting out on the floor, and we'll see right away. Klay Thompson guarding Damian Lillard. Harkless. They're going to look to bring CJ off a screen on the near side. Instead, they go weak side, hand it off. Jones getting way out on the floor. That's what they thought he could do. Nice pass by Lillard underneath, and this will be a loose ball foul as Leonard shoved, I think it was Draymond Green under the basket. And that's one where Leonard already had the position. He didn't need to do that. And a missed layup for Harkless. That was very good execution. Harkless getting to a spot where he could attack immediately and just miss the layup. He's usually a good finisher. So now pick and roll for the Warriors. Damian Jones, as they try to engage Leonard. Swing it. Klay coming off the screen. He's held by McCollum with no call. Now it's Curry with a tough fader on the baseline. That's good defense from the Blazers. Double high screen for Lillard. Jones out on the floor again. Lillard breaks past him. And there it is, Danny. The first foul on Damian Jones.
And so now both centers have one foul. That could be a problem for both of them. And I'm assuming foul trouble is part of the...
No, it won't be a problem for Jones, actually. He's going to play 8 minutes in this game.
But that might be part of the reason why Zach Collins isn't starting this game is because he has been a solid center for them, but if he's so high-frequency fouls, in this series challenges him a lot.
Here's Lillard off the spot up. They set the back screen on Klay. Iguodala had to help, and then Iguodala could not get out on Lillard. Good screen by Lillard to open that up. Iguodala into the post to Jones. Finds Thompson, who eludes Harkless, and his three-pointer rims out. Good action from the Warriors. McCollum going at Curry. Curry has had the matchup as McCollum just pulls it on Jones. Nice job by Curry tracking down the rebound. McCollum has been guarded by Curry most of the meat of the game, but then they finally went with Andre Iguodala on him towards the end. Here's Green finishing with the left hand, his first bucket. And you see right there the Blazers' just lack of athleticism and activity around the basket defensively. They just don't have those athletic helpers that can cause problems for the Warriors. Here's the swing to CJ. He hits a three, spotting up as Curry had come over to help. Really no reason for Steph Curry to have been that far off of McCollum on that play. Here's Green on the drive. Tries to draw the foul and did not get it. I think this is just going to be Portland ball.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be Portland ball out of bounds.
If there's no foul, it's definitely off of Draymond there. No two ways about that. But I guess they just did we won't give you the foul, but we'll give you the ball back. That was so obviously off of him. Here's the 22 out of bounds set. Leonard steps up on Klay. Jones cutting and could not handle the pass. And there again, I mean, Jones just doesn't have an idea of where to be. His man double teams. He was late with the cut as they trap Lillard along the sideline there. He's late with the cut. Not a great pass, to be sure, but he's not going to be a plus catcher there.
There was kind of a similar situation. This was a worse pass with Draymond Green in Game 2, where Green just tried to...
Yeah, that one was a no-hoper. But it's really about just not having the understanding of where to go. Here's Lillard rejecting the screen. Harkless. Oh, that time he's rejected twice, and Jones will pick up the foul on the reset after Harkless was able to recover.
And theoretically, Kerr does not need to worry about Damian Jones getting his second foul here because he's not going to play long enough. And even if he did foul out, theoretically, it's not that big a deal. It matters more in terms of getting Portland into the bonus at some point. But Kerr is not thinking about that right now.
Harkless, only a low 60s free throw shooter, makes the first. Had 2 big free throws in their comeback in Game 5 against the Thunder. And I think he has not missed yet in this series as well. But he does net right there. Green rebounds. Portland with a nice lead so far, 7-2. This is going to be a screen with Jones. Good job by Leonard getting through the screen for Thompson. They swing it. Iguodala, he attacks off the dribble. Tough attempt there. I thought he was going to draw the foul, but it did not get the call. Lillard pulling up way deep on Green. Not there, and Curry is back for the rebound. It has not been good so far for Golden State. Now the pass is over the head of Green. He had inside position, and Curry's pass just was too long. He had plenty of room to drop that in and just did not execute on the pass.
Yeah, I mean, you have to use the height to get the angle right there.
McCollum off the flare screen on the weak side. Now it's Leonard, hands off to Lillard. Lillard traffic cones Jones. Nice play by Iguodala, though, to get the deflection. 2-on-2. Thompson's pull-up jumper is there. 7-5, Portland. How are we doing on the camera?
It's
are we
fine.
good? Great.
Yeah. I might zoom it in a little bit at the next stoppage.
Jones trying to contain McCollum. Gets him in the air, and that's his third foul. What a just incredibly stupid decision to start this guy.
Well, and in that circumstance, you're so much taller than the guy. Why the hell do you need to jump?
Yeah, I mean,
standing there.
It starts with number one, Jones not being able to contain him, and then number two, just could anybody? There's probably no person in the NBA who's more likely to jump at that pump fake than Damian Jones.
Pat Connaughton. That's it.
But that's only as a help guy though. This is in one-on-one defense.
That was one-on-one. That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. He's not going to shoot that shot. That's exactly what you said. It's just so stupid. So stupid. And remember, remember too those 3 fouls when they're in the bonus later in the quarter too. I know you will.
Oh, of course I will.
That is your favorite topic.
It is, and I mean, the process here, especially because even with Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins out, the Warriors are not thirsting for capable center minutes. They still have a series of different guys that can fill that role. So they didn't need somebody like Damian Jones to fill those 8 to 10 minutes. They could have gone in at least 3 other directions with that, all of which would have been superior to what they did.
McCollum, all 3 free throws, giving Portland a 5-point lead. They're bringing Thompson off the screen here from Looney. He pulls a tough 2-pointer. And that's really, those are the shots pretty early in the clock that Klay Thompson could stand to get rid of.
Especially in the lineups where there are other really good offensive players.
Yeah.
In some of the second unit iterations where he's the only good offensive player, yeah, maybe you pull that shot. But this lineup, they can create stuff even in the end of the shot clock.
Klay gets a foot on that pass as Leonard tried to leave the area of the screen.
Yeah, and so Portland, I mean, they're only I have them as 2 of 6 from the field right now, but they're still up 10-5 because they've gotten to the free throw line and other just like defensive plays that they've done well.
Aminu drives on Iguodala, and that's found money for the Blazers. A floater from Al-Farouq Aminu. Iguodala has been a little too aggressive closing out on some of these non-shooters at times. There's Curry off a bunch of screens, and unclear what happened. I think
they called a timeout, I believe. Kerr called a timeout.
Yeah, they didn't run the play right, I think, was his concern there. And the Warriors have not been sharp.
Iguodala also fouled Aminu there.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: like, it's impossible to have a sharp offense with Jones out there because he just doesn't know where to go. He's not a quick decision maker. He's a question mark to even catch the pass. I mean, it's just, if I were a Warriors fan, I would just be apoplectic right now.
Somebody on Twitch asked for the YouTube link. It's already been tweeted out from Nate's account. I've retweeted it.
Yeah, it's always the same account.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just
it's the
subscribe to
Nate
that.
NBA one.
Or
This is a good question from Casey White. Would Terry Rozier be a meaningful upgrade over Chris Dunn in Chicago? What's the cheapest deal Boston wouldn't match? So I think he would be an upgrade, but I don't think that the upgrade he provides is that valuable because you're still not going to have that good of an offense. And so for me, the price that you would have to, and I don't really know where Ainge is right now. Some of that depends on Kyrie Irving, of course, and Anthony Davis. But I don't think, especially considering like you're gonna have the way it looks like their big men are shaping up with. I really like Lauri Markkanen and I really like Wendell Carter, but I think you want somebody who can really create with those guys. It's not like give them the ball and go. So I don't think I would want Rozier, even if he is better than Chris Dunn, which I think he is.
The rationale behind starting Jones, we talked about that at the top of the show. If you have a chance to go back and listen, I tried to defend it as best I could, which I'm sure was unconvincing.
Yeah, I will also write about it. I'll write the rationale probably for like a sentence, and then I'll trash it. Are Jones' 3 quick fouls a good thing at this point, saving Kerr from himself? I'm not sure that it saved Kerr from anything. I wouldn't be shocked to see Jones start the second half. And I mean, Kerr, I think it's pretty clear at this point that Kerr cannot be saved from himself. It's just, he's a great coach. He has certain foibles, and that is one of them. That's an interesting one. Are there any current fringe all-stars who could have an Iguodala-ish influence on their second or third team? So the idea there would basically, so to me what that is somebody who is maybe better served as a small fish, smaller.
I mean, it's a good question of who is the equivalent to where Andre Iguodala was in 2013 right now.
Yeah, so that, because like Danny Green isn't where Iguodala was.
No.
So I don't think that's fair. It has to be somebody who's at least relatively high usage.
Yeah, and Marcus Smart just isn't good enough defensively.
Or offensively.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant, offensively.
He's
Yeah,
deep.
that was, I'm not good enough at talking is what I meant to say.
That's all right. That's an interesting question. Because like...
Paul Millsap would be kind of I think, relatively similar when he went to Denver as Iguodala was.
Had done the role in Atlanta.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody that I particularly like.
All right, we're back here. 1-2 pick and roll. Curry. He's got Iguodala in the corner. Can he get his first 3 of the series? Nope. Portland with a 12-5 lead. High screen roll. Dame snakes it, gets past 2 guys, but then just throws it away in the corner. Not a good decision from Damian Lillard as Iguodala stepped up nicely. Golden State has not had the rhythm early. Here's Green, sets up Iguodala. You can't be more open than that. And man, he missed another one. Iguodala is starting to struggle from 3-point range. Portland doing a good job of not guarding him early. No switch. Leonard is open, swings it. Aminu's corner 3 is a better look, but Aminu not able to get that to go.
And that was a more reasonable closeout by Draymond Green. Don't sell yourself out, though. He actually got kind of caught in the corner if there had been an offensive rebound.
They were going to call a kick on this backdoor.
And since the Warriors stagger their best players, which makes sense, a lot of good teams do, it is more important for them to get some capable offense during these times when they actually have their best players on the floor, because it gets easier to defend Steph Curry at the end of the first and third.
Looney up top, hands off to Thompson. No, fake. Now it's Curry. He's open as Harkless went down, but Curry cannot get the 3. Warriors struggling from distance. Harkless
moving a little bit awkwardly there.
Yeah, he got the Jamal Murray Charlie horse in the thigh. Here's Leonard. They stunt towards him, now leave, and he hits the three. Myers Leonard giving Portland a 15-5 lead. Here's Green on the drive, pushed by McCollum. Oh, they want the goaltend. I don't think they're going to get it, though. Draymond Green so sneaky, and yeah, I think that's a good block from Myers Leonard.
No, they gave him the 2 points.
Oh, did they? Wow, okay. Yeah, that's I'd like to see a replay of that one. But Draymond Green so sneaky with those quick attacks in transition. Yeah, clear foul here from McCollum. And oof, man, that's very
borderline.
close.
I probably wouldn't have given it to Green.
Yeah, Myers Leonard has some of these most athletic, non-functional athleticism. Like when he can really load up, he can jump a ton, but it takes him so long to load up. Now Leonard looking to hand off to McCollum. Curry trailing the play. Leonard goes in on Green, and his hook shot is good. Nice play. Green looking to push it up fast again, trying to get some tempo here for the Warriors. Iguodala, Curry attacking McCollum, gets into the lane, floats up over Leonard, way too high. Nice defense there by Leonard coming over. But Thompson with the easy steal, and he'll lay it in. Man, just a terrible play by the Blazers with a chance to go up, and that was Al-Farouq Aminu, just not good with the ball in his hands. They'll switch Lillard and Aminu screen. It's Iguodala on Lillard. Lillard gets the foul on Iguodala going to his left, and he went up the moment he felt that forearm from Andre Iguodala. Probably wishes that he did that back at the end of game 2.
And that was a nice finish over Leonard. Used his left arm a little bit, but not enough where I would ever consider calling a foul there. So that's
he kept it pretty close to his body.
Nice job of getting a little bit more separation, and he had the length to get it over there anyway.
So here's the first of Portland's free throws that were gifted by Damian Jones fouling earlier in the quarter.
They may have just called that a shooting foul. I'm not sure, though.
I wouldn't say so. I mean, he felt the contact and then decided to go up, but they've been a little less rigorous about enforcing that the further in time away we get. Lillard almost... Iguodala just grabbed Lillard as he was trying to go for that loose ball. That was pretty funny. Looney at range. They're going to screen for Curry coming here. Leonard a little late getting out. Curry airballs it, but Thompson with a couple of hustle plays keeping Golden State in this early. A nice offensive rebound.
Portland was up 9 when Clay got that steal, and now it's down to 7.
Lillard waves away Leonard on the screen, goes down, and they'll call Thompson for a foul. 2 more free throws for Portland here. And those free throws were instrumental in Portland's second quarter run in particular. Leonard able to get out here and maybe contest Roosevelt. I don't know if he got a piece of that or not. Basically, whenever Golden State gets the ball into the post, you want to look away from the ball and see where the screening action comes from, especially when it's the center entering the ball into the post. He's almost always going to go screen away for Curry. It's a very difficult action to guard, especially when it's Kevin Durant posting up.
Yeah. So the Warriors now 1 for 6 from 3. Portland 3 for 6. 1 make each for Lillard, McCollum, and Myers Leonard.
Thompson to Green at the elbow. Curry, they switch nicely. Now it's Thompson. That's a better mid-range look for him, and he scores over Lillard. Nice action there from the Warriors. I mean, that's about as good as you can guard it if you're Portland, until Thompson gets a pretty decent look. Leonard up top was trying to get Hood backdoor, but Green was there for the help. Now they double-team Lillard up top. Left-handed pass. Hood gets past Draymond, pulls up on the mid-ranger, not there.
And Klay Thompson has 9 of the Warriors' 14 points so far.
Iguodala just going to go at Leonard and then throws it away. He did not have Thompson open at all. They're lucky to recover possession on that one.
Yeah, they say don't go up without a plan. His plan there was to pass, but there was no one open.
Yeah, I mean, he was just one-on-one on Leonard. I think he felt like, oh, I've gotten to the rim. There's help. Someone has to be open. But really, it was just Leonard one-on-one against him down there. They get it into Looney. Now Thompson. Looney screening for Curry. Curry, quick release, going to his right is good. And Golden State right back within 3, despite all the issues that they've had early. This has been a missed opportunity for Portland to not extend this lead a a little bit more early on. Leonard, fake DHO. Now he gets Harkless. Green fouls Harkless.
Yeah,
Not a good foul from Draymond Green. He went for the steal. Harkless with a nice rip through, and Green trips him.
Yeah, and that was he wasn't in position, tried to make up for it by using his arms, and that's going to get called all the time. And so that's the sixth foul. That one would have been a shooting foul, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that one, it's not about being in the bonus earlier. And Alfonso McKinney is in. That is the second Golden State Warriors sub. He's now coming in for Iguodala. He was previously, depending on which rotation the Warriors are using, coming in for Clay or KD.
Yeah, and for Golden State, McKinney got completely lit up. I don't know why Iguodala is he's just looking at the camera. I don't know why he's going back to the locker room. Hopefully nothing. This is normally when he'd go out anyway, so I don't think it's anything. But McKinney really failed guarding Lillard in game one. They've still got Thompson out there, but he would get his normal rest pretty quickly here too, and so it would likely be McKinney guarding Lillard. There's Curry getting his pass deflected by Leonard. Here's Harkless right on in on Draymond Green, and Portland now leads by 6. Green looking to push it back up. Goes at Leonard. Knocks him backwards. Oh, he tipped it away from his own man. McKinney wanted the foul, did not get it. Now Green is behind the play after complaining to the referees. Hood into the lane. Goes at Looney and scores.
And Portland getting so much more around the basket in this game than they were.
That's a great point. Yeah, the Warriors have done a pretty good job, and I think having Leonard out there has helped. Curry, one-on-one on the short-armed Hood, and scores over him. Hood, pretty tall at 6'8", but relative T-Rex arms, right about a 6'8" wingspan, so very able to find
and he
the space
doesn't
over
use
him.
his length very often either defensively. Uses it offensively sometimes to set up his jump shot.
Lillard tries to draw the foul, and that'll be a second on Klay Thompson, non-shooting foul, but this will be 2 more free throws. Thompson waving to the bench saying, you don't need to take me out, although, again, this would be his normal rest time anyway on 2 fouls, and it does appear Sean Livingston will replace him. So we'll see now who's going to guard Lillard with this group. And, yeah, clear foul again by Klay Thompson.
We'll see if Kerr goes to McKinney again. That didn't work out particularly well in the third quarter of Game 2.
No, Lillard attacked McKinney 4 times. He got 2 3-pointers and 2 fouls on drives during that period. Lillard now has taken 6 free throws.
And
Thompson sitting down. Curry, well guarded by Lillard. Now Curry gets off the screen. He wanted a trip on Looney. Livingston into the lane, tries to finish, and he'll go to the foul line. Harkless picking up the foul there.
And I'm sure there would be some that would point to this massive free throw disparity. It's 13-1 right now. It'll be 13-3 after these Livingston free throws as some sort of inequity. That would be completely incorrect. This has been
every single foul has been a good call.
Yeah, there have been no incorrect calls.
Yeah.
Sometimes there just happens to be a free throw disparity because of the way the teams play.
Yeah.
People are answering their own question. Oh, people are talking about the late career type of thing. Middleton's an interesting idea. I don't think he has the defensive, he's been better.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking of a guy who's higher rated in the impact stats than, traditional scoring stats. Lower rung all-star, if that. In terms of the type of player in addition to the stature of player. Yeah, in case anyone was wondering, Tim Kawakami also says that all of the Warriors fouls have been deserved.
Yeah.
7 in all.
Thoughts on AD's movement this summer? To me, the most interesting... First of all, I think he's getting traded. I'm not sure of it, and... It depends on the question of how much David Griffin thinks AD's offer value will degrade into the season, let's say by the trade deadline. I think it would be somewhat significant, so then that means you get the most value you can if you don't think he's coming back. But what a lot of times what these trades come down to, and a good example of this can be the Paul George trade, which ended up working out far better for Indiana than both of us expected, is the underrated part of this is how the trading front office values talent. Because the other team's offers, generally teams don't have a lot of variance in terms of what they can do. The Boston situation is a little bit different because of the war chest that Danny Ainge has. But, for example, it's not necessarily like, oh, the maybe it didn't happen, Gail Benson over my dead body stuff. If David Griffin doesn't think Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kuzma are particularly good fits with Zion and whatever they're building, then he's not going to make a trade with the Lakers because the Lakers don't have, they can do a couple iterations, but the core pieces have to be appropriate, have to be valued highly in order for any deal to have validity. Same thing with the Knicks. Yeah, the third pick is a nice piece, but if he doesn't think Kevin Knox is any good, then that really weakens the Knicks package. So my instinct is the Celtics have the best stuff, but I don't know if Danny Ainge is going to throw it in. I don't know where it's going, which is fun.
Should Nurse start Ibaka over Gasol in Game 3? Yes.
Yes,
I would say so.
I mean, this is not a Marc Gasol series. It hasn't been since the beginning, and it's looked more clear. And that isn't to say that Serge Ibaka in the starting lineup is going to cure everything that ails them. It's just a worthwhile thing to try. And, I mean, the other part, I think Game 2 was a reminder yesterday that it's very hard for this Toronto team to come back against this Milwaukee team. Like, if you start in a hole, then it's just tough because Milwaukee is a great defense and their offense is capable, and so Toronto's going to have to hit a bunch of shots. So if it's 12-4 or something like that in the early minutes, and Gasol's not getting all the way out, or he's whatever the foibles are, that's a big problem for Toronto.
Livingston hitting the first free throw. He was fouled on a drive before the break as Lillard got tripped going through a screen. Seth Curry is in. Zach Collins and Leonard together here. And this is going to be interesting. We'll have to see now, can they put enough pressure on Curry with all these non-shooters around him? And it is McKinney
on Lillard.
Yeah. I mean, I would just clear out here. Hood looking to attack. Looney steps up. Collins cuts in nicely. Blows the layup. Draymond Green with the rebound. Looking to push it. No one really ahead for the Warriors. Livingston in the corner. Not looking to shoot, obviously. They look to get Steph off a double screen. Oh, he got Hood in the air with the pass fake, but missed it. McKinney, that's one thing he can do is rebound. Now Livingston looking for Steph to come off a screen on the weak side. Gets it to Looney. Looney into the post. Again, they're looking for Steph to come off a screen. Draymond will just have to take it. Another rebound. McKinney got that one. Pops it back out. They're still up against a short clock. Curry looking to attack Leonard. Floats. Scores. And not good enough from the Blazers there. You've got the too big lineup in to give up 2 offensive rebounds. Back to a 4-point game. Leonard gets it to Lillard. Again, they should just go one-on-one with Lillard against McKinney here. Curry denying Curry. Now they finally have Lillard go at McKinney. 5 on the clock. Leonard has to load up the three-pointer on the pick and pop. Not there. McKinney, another rebound. Oh, I almost threw it away, but Seth Curry was not paying attention. Here's Green off the side pick and roll into the lane. Livingston as Green moved into Leonard. And again, that's just no impact there for Myers Leonard at all under the rim.
And that was created basically a 3-on-2. Rodney Hood went to protect the lob, and Livingston, nice cut to just create into a space.
Yeah, and it seemed like this could be an opportunity with this group with the Warriors with 4 non-shooters out there. Now Leonard got hit in the face as McKinney went through the screen. Lillard missing. Golden State looking to tie it here in transition. Curry looking to step back on Hood. Good defense from Hood. Now they swing it into the post. Draymond, he's got the size advantage on Curry. And he'll draw the foul, but it'll be on the floor. Yeah, let's see what happened to Leonard here. Yeah, that just completely inadvertent, but that is a foul on McKinney that they missed. Seth Curry with a little bump of the chest there for Draymond. Remember, Draymond talked some shit to him after blocking his three-pointer in the previous game. Good job by Portland switching away from the ball. Livingston pick and roll. They go over on Sean Livingston, and he got the open mid-range look but couldn't convert.
And this time in transition, Livingston guarding Damian Lillard. So this will probably be when they ISO.
Yeah, they're going to run it down with the 2-for-1. Leonard has played the entire first quarter. We have not seen Enes Kanter yet. I imagine if we do see him, it'll be as Leonard loads up the 3 on Looney and can't get that. Oh, nice rebound from Collins. Draymond can't stop him. Nice play by Zach Collins, and they do ultimately get the 2-for-1. Maybe we'll see Kanter at the start of the second with Steph Curry out. That's what we've been advocating for, at least.
Yeah, and that's when Kerr's autopilot has been putting in Jordan Bell, and that would incidentally be a time that Jordan Bell should not be on the floor.
1-4 pick and roll. Collins stringing out Curry, and he'll be called for the blocking foul second in the last 2 minutes.
And that's free throws, yeah.
And Curry will shoot.
And so we'll also get to see if either one of these coaches does a sub, because now it's a defense-only possession for Golden State, offense-only possession for the Blazers. I didn't see much contact there. To me, that shouldn't have been a foul.
Yeah, it's nonetheless, Zach Collins called for a similar foul that Damian Jones got called for. I thought the Jones one was a little more obvious. So Portland, again, I think they've done some really nice things in this quarter. Myers Leonard has had some open shots that he wasn't able to convert on. But again, I think the defense just has not been good enough, especially in these last 3 minutes or so with Thompson out of the game. More free throws for Curry. Yet to miss a free throw, I believe, in this series. Now Lillard can go right at McKinney. They double team with Looney. Lillard gets past both of them, gets it tipped away from behind. Curry, he got it off. Oh, just off. And it'll be a 2-point Portland advantage here at the end of the first. And another critical stretch coming up as Curry and Lillard likely are going to sit.
Do you mind backing that up for a second? I'm just going to square up the camera. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
It's close. It's all in the frame. I just want it to be a little bit. Let's see if we can tighten it up a little bit. Okay. Let's do that. That's good. A little bit more zoomed in. Thank you.
You want anything, T?
I'm good, thank you. I will answer some questions. And also mention patreon.com/DuncanLaRue. Great way to support the show. Subscriber-only podcast, early release material, salary cap sheets, text versions of the ranking stuff, usually when we get off our asses to do it. Daniel Quinsman, thoughts on Middleton's defense on Kawhi so far? I think he's done a really good job, helped, and this is in no way a demerit on Middleton, by the knowledge and certainty that he's going to have a lot of help behind him. And this is a belief that I've had for a long time, that players feel so much more comfortable defensively and can do a better job when they know that the consequences of being a little bit too aggressive aren't going to bite them. And so when a guy doesn't trust his help defense, sometimes they try to do a little bit too much. Sometimes they get caught. But Middleton has done a really nice job keeping Kawhi in front of him, making sure his shots are hard. And then even if, Kawhi moves him a little bit, then there's going to be somebody else there. But he's done a great job. Over-under on 15 minutes for Kanter. I mean, you have to go under now. And it looks like Stott's intention is to not play him in the first and third. And if he's not going to close the game and presumably not close the second half, now, could he end up getting over 15 because if this game gets out of hand? Sure, but I'll go under, and I'll go pretty far under. Who matches up better with the Warriors, the Bucks or the Raptors? So I have believed, and this is part of what clarified me on picking the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals in the first place. Toronto's offense, to me, is very concerning against the Warriors because they have a tendency to stagnate. The Warriors have great defensive personnel, different than Milwaukee's, but great all the same. And I worry about that. Milwaukee, I trust that they can get to their stuff a little bit more. And both teams have great defenses, to be sure, but I trust Milwaukee's offense a little bit more. Can you explain the difference between an ETO and a player option? Sure. In many ways, it is a distinction that is more technical than anything else. Only certain contracts are eligible for an early termination option, but the impact is largely the same, and that is that if the player declines to exercise the ETO, then they become an unrestricted free agent. And if they exercise the option, then they play on that specified contract. So it's more about that. I believe there is an assumption in terms of trades that is slightly different, but that doesn't really come into play very much. Did I do a decent enough job of that?
I wasn't paying attention. I was
don't worry
catching up on Twitter here to inform my further broadcasting. And we're going to be back here. We're going to be back here.
Okay.
Should probably wait till next time for that.
Yeah. I'll forget about it by then, but that's okay.
Quinn Cook in, Jordan Bell, as well as Jerebko, who we did not see at the end of the third. And it is, in fact, Dennis Cantor. This is smart coaching by Sets. He's also got Collins out there. So this could be a very good offensive rebounding group against a Warriors team that is not going to look to get out in transition. Thompson off the screen, set by Cantor's man. And that was Zach Collins who came over with the block. Nice play there by Zach Collins. And he was able to help off of Jerebko.
And this is the first game of this series that we're doing, so I can talk about Klay Thompson is always really aggressive in these minutes because he's the only real good offensive player on the floor.
Bell floats nicely as the shot clock expires. So this unit now for Portland, Evan Turner at the 3, Hood at the 2, and it's Seth Curry at the 1. So Turner will be the main ball handler. This is a closer look. No CJ McCollum to what they did as here comes the double from Jerebko. Collins picked up capably by Livingston. Now they'll switch that nicely. Great pass by Turner, and that's going to be a flagrant, I think, on Jonas Jerebko. He really came down with the elbow. I think that's unnecessary. We'll see the replay, but that's probably should be a flagrant. It's not really a basketball play. There might even be some wind-up involved. But this is a great chance, Danny.
The criteria!
Let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, that's a flagrant one.
Yeah, and Collins maybe if he's a little older. So severity of the contact. Yeah, I think that's pretty severe.
Hard in the head.
Yeah, making a legitimate basketball play. No, he got pump faked in the air, and then he came down and just clubbed him right in the face. Wound up and or followed through after contact. Yeah, it's pretty close to that, I would say. Yeah, definitely a follow through there from Jerebko, I would say. Potential for injury, pretty high. Severity of injury, not that high. And outcome of the contact, no altercation. But this is, that's exactly the kind. That's a flagrant one.
The Jared Dudley rule.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cause a fight, so you can get it expanded into a flagrant 2.
Yeah, catch you up on the shot charts during this endless review. Portland. Only 3 of 5 at the rim. We said they were getting more to the rim, but overall the stats in the quarter weren't that kind to them. 0 of 1 from floater range, and the three-pointer 3 for 8. What about from the Warriors side?
4 of 4 restricted area, 1 of 4 from floater range, 3 of 8 from mid-range. They're going to have them take a lot of shots out there, and then they're 2 for 9 on threes.
Collins gets the second free throw, 1 for 2, but Portland, of course, with the flagrant foul, will maintain possession.
Yeah, and that's, in some circumstances, that's the biggest benefit rather than the free throws, depending on who's shooting them.
Cantor handing off to Hood. Thompson goes under and gets through. Now they'll switch this. Cantor trying to post up at the nail, not there. Hood going at Bell, goes into him. Bell with the stop. Oh no, they'll give him the foul. And that's a play, I've tweeted about this in this series, that Rodney Hood, even if you're right on him, Hood will just jump straight up and try and go over you. And Kerr saying, hey, go straight up. And because Hood does that, it is very difficult to avoid fouling him. He's almost bringing his elbow into yours. And if there's any kind of contact at all and you have your arms not straight up, it's going to be a foul on you, hitting him on the elbow. Interesting to see Hood, really in these playoffs, has gotten the line far more than what we saw from him back in his Utah days. That was one of the big criticisms of him. He misses the free throw, though. So a 2-point trip for Portland after all that. Thompson up top, high screen roll, trying to go at Cantor. Change the angle of the screen. They double team. Thompson getting it back. Good job by Hood staying with him. And then Hood takes it away from Thompson. Thompson jogging back. He's got to get back faster than this. And now somehow Hood went down and no foul was called. Yeah, he tried to go behind his back, and I think he was contacted by Jerebko there.
It looked like Jerebko's heel caught Hood's foot.
Yeah, I mean, that probably should have been a foul.
I believe it should have been.
Collins pushing off right down on the high-low to Cantor. And that's a play that they have run a couple of times here. They had one in the Denver series as well. That time it was a sideline out of bounds rather than base. Oh, actually, no, I think it was baseline out of bounds. Thompson looking to get free on Hood, and Hood with the wrap. And that's going to be called every time. Yeah, Hood putting his arm around the waist of Thompson. That is a point of education this year. Yeah, I think this has been pretty good coaching by Stotts so far. High screen roll with Thompson again. Cantor out on the floor nicely. Livingston with the cut. Cantor kicks it away. But good job by Cantor after the pass was made, sprinting back into the action to take away his man. But I guess it was actually off of Rodney Hood. But Klay Thompson, not the same dynamic ball handler that Steph Curry is. He's not going to punish those traps the way Curry might. Bell looking for Thompson. Now Thompson with the blow by on Cantor. Gets Collins in the air, and Collins commits his foul.
And Collins there, he anticipated the layup before it was there. And again, it's not as egregious as the one Damian Jones did, but you trusting your size. Just get there and stop instead of committing to jump as soon as you get there.
Yeah, it's tough, though, when you're out of position and also when you're giving up a straight blow-by like that, the way Thompson got past Cantor. It's just hard to get over there that quickly. I mean, if you think about it, right, the goal of the defensive player is to trap the box, right? So you're supposed to get the guy, as Thompson just was fading back on his free throw attempt for some reason. Your goal is to meet the guy at the box. But if you're on the other side of the lane, you actually have further to go to get to that box than someone driving from the three-point line.
And you have to react to them as well.
It's actually about the exact same distance, a little bit shorter for the offensive player. Seth Curry hit a mid-ranger. Here's Cook swinging it to Jerebko. Jerebko on the drive. Livingston not a threat out there. Steps in and hits.
And those shots are among the better ones the Warriors can get with this offensively limited second unit.
Livingston trying to put pressure on Turner. They get it into Cantor. And Quinn Cook with the non-shooting foul. It's a lot of cat and mouse there. Bell trying to front Cantor. They came over with help from Jerebko. Good job by Livingston recognizing that they're trying to get the ball into the post to Cantor and trying to put pressure on the passer. It didn't work, but that's good recognition by him. And it all ends up with just a non-shooting foul. So 14 on the clock for Portland. Turner looking to get Curry on the weak side. Off the Cantor screen, they double team. Swings it all the way over to Collins. Collins engaged by Bell. Now here's Turner. Bell steps up on him as well. Turner with a tough floater, though. Nice play by Turner. Good defensive possession for the Warriors, but a difficult shot hit by Turner.
And it's an 8-5 second quarter so far for Portland.
Bell going right by Cantor, but blows the layup. Good fake DHO to attack the slower Cantor, but blew the finish. Now Cantor going at Jerebko. Jerebko tries to fall down. Good no call there.
Yeah, and by falling down and Jordan Bell having to go for the initial block, there was no one there to offensive rebound.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a great point. If Jerebko just stays tall there, he forces Cantor into a difficult shot. And the Warriors will get a timeout. Presumably, we'll see Iguodala return here a little early for Curry as Portland extends to a 7-point advantage. And I think Stotts deserves a ton of credit here. I think he's out-coaching Kerr right now just in terms of the personnel usage.
Well, it's something that I've talked about for years now, especially in my writing for The Athletic, about teams should use Kerr's resilience in his rotation against him. He plays his guys in specific spots other than if there's an impetus. So when there's something that you can change, he won't move away from it as quickly. So Cantor playing in these minutes when Jordan Bell's out there, that's a huge competitive advantage for Terry Stotts. And you could argue the same thing with Myers Leonard against Damian Jones. Maybe if that had been Damian Jones versus Cantor, those minutes look slightly better. I'm not saying that's why Terry Stotts did what he did, but it is a benefit of that decision, whether that was an intended benefit or not. Will Portland have any good trade options for Turner and Leonard's huge expiring contracts, or will they have to wait for the deadline? So if they want to give up assets, there will be teams that want to take on their expiring money. The problem is it's going to cost them something. And that's why, to me, the stretch provision might make more sense, especially with Myers Leonard. Now, he's helping the team more right now than I anticipated. But remember, the expectation is that Yusuf Nurkic will be back to start next season. So the marginal difference between Myers Leonard and a backup 5 is not so severe that it would be, that you'd be really losing out on much, and spreading that $12 million, I believe it is, over 3 years, that saves them about $8 million next year. That might make them go from a tax team to a non-tax team.
How can Philly build a bench while keeping all of their free agents? Well, they do have full bird rights on just about everyone important, or at least bird rights enough that you could probably bring guys back. So Redick, Harris, Butler. I think they, off the top of my head, and it depends how much they pay Redick and Butler and Harris, but they should, I think, be able to avoid, at least stay under the apron next year, in which case they could use the full $9.2 million mid-level exception. They also could pay Mike Scott 120% of the $4 million that he made this season. So $4.8 million there. That could probably get him back. Maybe if they give him another year. I don't know if I would want to do that necessarily. James Ennis would be a little bit harder. They can't really give him a raise.
I mean, he might just choose to opt in. It's a possibility.
Yeah, that's
well, and the other shorthand is ownership being willing to pay the tax. I mean, because if I would assume
they've been very upfront about that they would be willing to.
Yeah, I mean, remember when Josh Harris had some very inexpensive years in the early going there when they were trusting the process and keeping their space there. So now ownership doesn't, they can use whatever rationales they want. It is money on paper and it is their decision. But that is, in terms of public sentiment, that would be, especially with how good they are, that would be a pretty good argument to do it. Can you explain why the room exception is smaller than the middle level exception? Yeah, because then teams that use cap space get cap space to use. So why would that? Otherwise, you might as well. I mean,
I mean, adding the room exception was a big deal, even because you used to not get anything.
Any exception.
All right, other than the minimum. So Bogut is in now for Bell. I don't know if that's the solution to their problems. Here's Jerebko on a tough drive, not there. They ran that play, which they'll run a lot of times out of the post, screen for Jerebko to get to the free throw line. And here's McCollum getting Sean Livingston in the air for his one bad foul per game. And good job by McCollum getting guys in the air in this one. Steph Curry was able to do that in the Oracle games. He shot 12 free throws in the first 2 games on
and that wasn't even much of a pump fake. It was the anticipation of his jump shot. It was a really nice job by CJ. He wasn't out of position. He just did a little feint there. I like that.
Yeah, so I guess the thought was that Jordan Bell was the problem. I don't really see. I mean, I think he's not a great matchup on Cantor, but they get worse offensively now with Bogut in rather than Bell.
I mean, there are a lot of guys that you can help off of, a lot of places to that can't really attack unless you're using Bogut as the hub, which they're not doing.
Here they screen Bogut to the ball. Now he screens for Cook. Cook goes into Cantor. Hand back off to Cook. Cook looked to lose it and then misses the mid-ranger. Bogut keeping it alive over the good rebounder Cantor. Now it's Thompson. Goes for the fadeaway 2 over Cantor. Good defense by Cantor to force him into a miss. McCollum goes at Livingston. And now great recognition by McCollum. And we're going to stay right here with the offensive rebound by Cantor. But McCollum recognizing that Thompson was attempting to switch back, at the very moment that he called that, he took the 3 and got a good look at it. And then Bogut brought in to contend with Cantor, unable to do so on the defensive glass.
Are you ready for it, Nate?
Yeah.
That's the 4th foul for the Warriors already. So the Blazers, that's the 5th one. So they're shooting free throws. That was a non-shooting foul. Yeah, I said 4 because it didn't look like he was going to the line, and because ESPN's graphic didn't have it. It still doesn't have the Blazers are in the bonus, but they are. And again, like a lot of those times, like with Damian Jones, though he's ostensibly a starter for now, the players who commit those fouls are not the players who suffer the consequences. And so now Portland, every foul that happens, over the backbreakers, whatever, basically they're getting to the free throw line unless they screw up a screen.
So now Portland, 8-point advantage so far with Steph Curry out of the game in just 4 minutes. Green has returned. Curry is yet to. This is a quick release 3 by Thompson, who's been off so far today. Drag screen for McCollum. Snakes it. He's got Turner in the corner. Turner loads up the corner 3, which he has not been aggressive with at all. That's such a big shot for Portland, and they now lead by 13 against a pretty lifeless-looking Warriors group. Now Green contested late and well by Collins.
The quality of these shots by the Warriors, they're well contested, they're off balance, a really good job by Portland making this hard.
McCollum goes into Livingston, and now they're going to get a quick run out for Cook. Not a good enough job here by the Blazers getting back. Cantor, Seth Curry reacted much slower than Quinn Cook did to the fact that the Warriors had recovered possession. Cantor looking to hand off to McCollum. Double team by Bogut. McCollum off the rescreen. Not there. Cantor keeping it alive. Bogut recovers, though. Cook looking to push it hard. Green up top to Bogut. Thompson is now wide open as a massive screen was set by Livingston, but another miss from Klay Thompson. He hasn't been able to take advantage when he has had decent looks. Now Curry getting past Livingston. They want to get Turner in the post. Draymond comes for the double. Cantor at the foul line goes for the quick jumper. Not there. Bogut. Oh, man, he got beat again by Collins after an initial tap. And Cantor with the finish. Bogut has not been good, Danny.
He has not. And that's also, I believe, 6 or 7 offensive rebounds for Portland. Only one of them from their starting 5. Their bench has been getting a ton of offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and this was just fantastic work by Terry Stotts. 11-point advantage here in this quarter without Steph Curry. This is exactly what you do. You got limited players. You put them into a matchup like Cantor that they can succeed in, and those guys have delivered for them.
Absolutely. And those matchups, unless DeMarcus Cousins and Kevin Durant come back, the Warriors do not have enough capable players to go that much further. They could play some of their best guys a little bit more, but you're going to have these Cantor favorable matchups, and good on Terry Stotts to find it.
Yeah, so, and then starting with Jones, the Warriors in theory have the advantage with all their starters out there. They did not take advantage of that in large part because Jones was out there, and you have to anticipate that when Curry is out, you're going to lose those minutes. So to not take advantage of your good minutes in theory is a problem. And I think if you go back even to what it looked like with Jones early in the season, it would have been very easy to anticipate that.
Somebody asked, why would you double an Evan Turner post-up, especially on the catch? I mean, sometimes you double a guy because you don't think he can handle it, but it wasn't even a well-executed double where there was no lane to make a pass. I think it was Draymond just...
Well, he tried to just scram him out of there. I mean, Turner has the advantage on Quinn Cook. Like, he'll just back him down and score on him if he doesn't get help. I mean, it was off of a switch.
Would you play anyone other than Green and Looney at center? Yeah, I think that there's an opportunity for Jordan Bell. That opportunity is not when Enes Kanter is on the floor, and I would consider Bogut would be my primary center when Kanter's on the floor, unless you feel comfortable with Green. So yeah, I would be running a 3 or 4 man center rotation as Kerr, just not the rotation he's been running.
Anyone other than Green and Looney at center? I mean, Green at center. Now you're playing Livingston.
Yeah, because that's a good point. That's a good point that I didn't bring up in terms of they just don't have enough perimeter players at the current moment. They can do it for spot minutes at moments, but not that much. Yeah, you basically that's all of your good perimeter players because it's Curry, Klay, Livingston, and Iguodala. That's the only real way to play Draymond at center right now. Can you still use exceptions when you're hard capped, but you are already over the apron? When you are not hard capped, but you are over the apron. Well, you can only use exceptions, meaning the taxpayer MLE, that would not hard cap you. Like, you can't use the biannual and say, oh, we'll get under. That's the whole point. So you could use the taxpayer MLE, and that's it. And theoretically minimum exceptions, because that's not triggered by the hard cap.
What do you think of Looney now? A year ago, you were really out on him. I think he's really improved his finishing around the basket. He also has improved his screening and recognition, and defensively he's proven able to hold up better in switches than I believed that he could. So I think he's a valuable player now, obviously. I had it wrong on him going back to last year. And, I think he's going to be a decent backup center option for some teams.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best backup centers that will be available. The problem is it's hard to see him as a starter for a team that needs their center to do any more than the Warriors do, which is not much, at least offensively. But I mean, you'd like to have him in your rotation. That's for damn sure.
So Cantor and Collins are out now, as is Turner. They're going with Seth Curry at the 3, Harkless at the 4. Leonard has returned. Curry is back also. Looking to get a screen for Curry to the corner. Lillard switches out nicely. Draymond, tough pass to Looney. Looney has to go to the fadeaway mid-ranger. More good Portland defense.
Absolutely.
Lillard, terrible pass ahead. He was looking for Curry. Now Steph is going to take the 3 over Leonard in transition and drain it. Man, Lillard, just an inexplicable pass that time. McKinney is back, as is Iguodala. They get it to Leonard at the elbow. Handoff Curry, trailed by Curry. Now out top to Leonard. Beautiful pass underneath to Harkless. Did not go up. Instead, it's Leonard's three-pointer off some nice ball movement.
Yeah, Green left him to go back and help, and then that left they conceded the Leonard 3.
Yeah, Green ran away from Leonard to nowhere on that. Now Curry on the drive. Rejected by Harkless. McCollum looking to push. He's got Seth Curry's left wing 3. No.
And they're calling a push off on Myers Leonard there. Myers Leonard had position and then just shoved Andre Iguodala because.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another one. You're in great position. All you got to do is just keep your hands up and free, and you've got a great chance at getting the rebound.
And if Iguodala there tries to dislodge Myers Leonard, he's going to be getting called for the foul, and then that's 2 free throws for the Blazers.
50-37. Iguodala looking for Curry off the ball. Thompson sitting again. They get Looney now, hand off Curry. His three-pointer, as Leonard was late getting out, is no good. Rebound bounces to Seth. He was going to take a deep 3 over his brother, way short. Curry going at Leonard, and Leonard just picked up his 3rd foul on a very dumb play.
Yeah, and I believe that's the 4th on Portland. If not, it's an even stupider foul, but I think it's the 4th. Yeah, it is 4.
Seth has largely done a pretty good job on his brother, especially one-on-one. He had 4 steals, all of them coming against his brother, and another deflection of his dribble that just happened to go out of bounds. Thompson is back after a brief rest. Curry going at Leonard. Iguodala now looking to swing it weak side. They're not guarding Looney at all here. Here's Draymond, goes to the hook across the lane, and Iguodala tips it out of bounds. Draymond did well to use Iguodala's screen to get in the lane, but blew the pretty decent look as he's going to have to fix his contact that just fell on the ground.
See if we have any quick questions. Nope, we're back. That was fast.
Thompson guarding Lillard.
Oh, Draymond doesn't have his contact in.
Yeah, he's still working on it. He's probably not going to shoot it very well at this point, as a kick ball will give him a chance to reset that. Yeah, he probably can give him the 3 at this point in time.
Well, and as a Warrior, if you know that he's still getting that in, try to do a kick ball, because then you slow down the game without committing a foul.
Yeah, it's not really possible to intentionally do a kick ball just as a strategy. Here's a drive by Leonard. Hook shot over Kevon Looney. 15-point game. Now Draymond going right to the rim, and that was really bad Portland defense Harkless just fell asleep completely, getting ready for Draymond to set the screen, and he just cut right behind him. There's Lillard as Iguodala got away with a forearm on his back. No call was made. Here's the push from Green going at Curry, draws the foul. A critical as more talking between Green and Curry continuing. Those two have probably been the two biggest trash talkers in this series. Critical stretch coming up here, though, Danny.
Yeah, I mean the final 3.5 minutes, Blazers have a solid lead right now, but if the Warriors can cut into it, Green's going to get these 2 free throws if he can get his contact right. Then I mean if they can cut the margin, maybe they'll play a better unit at the beginning of the second. But I mean Blazers are being in third. Blazers have played really well so far in this game, though.
Missed free throw from Green. Yeah, I think Portland can feel very good about things if they go in with a double-digit lead.
Yeah, and remember the Warriors cut it close at the beginning of the second quarter, and then they pushed up the margin before Curry checked back in.
Yeah, Portland certainly has been by far the better team so far on this night. Leonard looking to get Curry back screen, switching Steph onto Lillard. Good denial by Steph. Now here's McCollum into the lane on Looney. Looney bothered him. Now they've got a 4-on-3. Draymond gets it to Iguodala, and he'll dunk it. The gravity of Thompson and Curry that time, leaving the 2-on-1 between Green and Iguodala against Leonard.
And Green did a really good job there getting Leonard to commit and then throwing the pass, and Leonard just didn't have enough time to get over and effectively contest the shot. He was leaning one way, and so you can't recover the other.
Yeah, the 3 fouls probably entered into that
sure
as well. And, of course, there you see missed layups lead to fast breaks. Is there anyone to pause the Periscope to sync it with the stream I'm watching? Just go to the YouTube link that we've tweeted out.
Could Portland trade Leonard and Turner for someone with more years and fewer dollars owed? Yeah, that is a possibility. I mean, they would be adding something to their books long term, and theoretically, certain teams, especially kind of once they've handled their business, could do that. Maybe that's one of those trades where you negotiate it, but then you don't consummate it for a little bit, as long as the trade fulfills trade rules without having to use cap space. And yeah, that's kind of a way of functionally stretching a guy. But like, I believe Leonard makes almost as much in a single season as Felicio does in 2. So then that's more of like, but does Chicago benefit from that structure? And maybe they do. I think you can make an argument that they do.
Yeah, Felicio's like $8 million a year, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or is he on declining?
I think he's declining.
Yeah. So critical stretch now, 10-point game. Lillard going at Thompson, just pulls up the mid-ranger on him. What a shot. He did not run whatever play Terry Stotts had and just went ahead and took it. So Harkless is in now. They're sticking with that same group. Curry off the screen. Leonard steps out. And Looney throws it away. Iguodala was not in the corner. He was in the dunker spot. Here's Leonard right down the lane for the jam and one.
Big
Myers
shot.
Leonard using his athleticism that time.
Got to load up a little bit. And Curry, it was weird. He went for kind of a steal, but didn't really reach for the steal. But the Blazers were going to have an advantage either way.
Yeah, great push by Myers Leonard running the floor and a clear foul by Draymond.
And I believe that's Green's second. The guys with 3 fouls in this game, Myers Leonard and Damian Jones. 2, Draymond, Klay Thompson, Zach Collins, and Seth Curry.
So quick 5 points for the Blazers. They now lead by 15. Curry guarded by Curry. Curry gets his hand on another Steph pass. He's going to pull up for a left wing 3 and hit 18-point game.
Huge shot.
Seth Curry just has Steph so timed out in this series. He talked about it after game 2 saying, hey, I watch every single one of Steph's games. Here's Green on the drive. Tough left-handed layup to cut it to 16. Lillard and McCollum really haven't even done that much, but now he drives and he gets rejected. I think that was Looney. They push it ahead. Curry will just walk into a three. Big shot there by Steph.
And that's why Curry and Thompson have so much gravity in transition, because if you don't get on them, they can pull that shot basically every time.
Yeah, a wide open shot. Curry hitting his own head after another dumb pass was intercepted by his brother. Back to 13 with a quick 5-point Warrior flurry. Zach Collins is going to come in. I think he's going to get Leonard, you would imagine. McCollum off the handoff, going at Looney. Iguodala trying to shade over. Leonard goes away. He was open. McCollum missed him. Instead, McCollum creates a tie arcer over Looney. You see again, McCollum not the greatest passer in the world, but he can hit that shot. Looney with the fake DHO right on in, and the late contest from Harkless was ineffective.
Yeah, and a nice little patience from Looney to go up, but take a little bit of a bump, not enough to be a foul, and finish.
Both teams starting to get into more of a rhythm offensively. This is McCollum running the time down. He wants to go at Looney. Again, no, Iguodala gets through there. This time they find Leonard. Beautiful pass from Myers Leonard. That's what he is in there to do, Danny, is make those decisions. Now Green going at Lillard, and he's going to get fouled. I mean, it's just not good enough defense by the Blazers to give up these straight line drives to Draymond Green, who he's smart and he'll get ahead of steam at you, but he's not some like unstoppable driver.
Yeah, and it's this transition and semi-transition from the Warriors it's not keeping them in it because they're still pretty far down, but making this even close. Portland's half-court defense overall has been pretty good, pretty damn good in this game. Not perfect, but pretty damn good.
Yeah, Leonard will get a break from Collins with Stutz not wanting to pick up his third. I don't really care for that strategy, but so be it.
Well, no, Leonard already has 3.
I'm sorry, his fourth, I should say. Again, the whole doesn't really matter whether he gets it in this last minute or the first minute of the third question. 13-point lead for Portland. They're going to run the time down here, try and get the 2-for-1. Collins is going to come and set the screen to go at Looney. Thompson getting over the screen. Lillard picked up his dribble. Now he has to swing it. McCollum getting space with the left hand. Not there. Good defense by Iguodala. Warriors looking to push it again. Hand off to Clay. He gets past Harkless. He pulls up. Good late contest by Harkless, though.
Yeah, very good. And only a 2-second differential here, so Portland can be pretty patient with it and largely prevent anything other than a heave.
Yeah, assuming they go late enough. Looney coming up to double Lillard late. Now McCollum splits past Looney. Beautiful play. Does not drop. Collins got the tip. Now McCollum with the tip. Green looking to push it up. He's got about 2 seconds. He's going to go to the floater on Collins and scores! I don't know if he got that off or not. Let's see on the replay.
It's off.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, how many buckets has Portland?
That was Warriors-esque by the Portland Trailblazers, giving up a running finish to end a quarter.
Yeah, Collins was trying to get out of his way and not commit the foul. It's a very difficult shot from Green, but I mean, how many plays has Green had? Probably 4 or 5 where he just pushed it up as fast as he could. Portland could be up by even more here.
But even with that gigantic second quarter for the Portland Trailblazers, remember, this was only a 2-point game at the end of the first. They go 37-26 to build a 13-point lead, and it could, as you said, it could have been much more than that. Portland 40% from 3, 6 of 15, and then a massive advantage at the free throw line. They have 7 more makes and 11 more attempts than the Golden State Warriors. And then from the possession standpoint, it's actually in Portland's favor as well. Portland has more offensive rebounds, 8-4, and they have the same number of turnovers, 6 each.
Yeah, the 126 offensive rating for Portland. The offensive rebounding has killed the Warriors 35%. And obviously the foul line as well has been a big problem for Golden State, although none of their critical guys are in foul trouble. What do you think the chances are we see one Damian Jones to start the second half?
Much higher than most people think. I would put it at maybe like 40%.
Yeah. Now, if it were me, I would start Bell or Looney.
Well, especially if Myers Leonard's going to be
right.
out there, and Myers Leonard played well, so there's no reason to believe that Stotts is going to change that.
Yeah, of the Blazers' 8 offensive rebounds, 6 of them belong to the combination of Collins and Cantor, and they were in there together doing damage.
Yeah, Enes Kanter coming off the bench, not playing as many minutes, 6 minutes in total, but 7 points, 5 rebounds, plus 11 during that time. A lot of it that very last little bit, it was close to even for I think like 3 or 4 minutes, and then there was a little bit longer that Curry was not in, and that time is when Portland really pushed it.
Catch you up on the shot charts here. Portland only 9 of 17 at the rim, but they took 12 shots there, many of those off the offensive glass in the second quarter. Then hitting from mid-range, 5 of 7, and the three-pointer going down at a solid rate for Portland as well. 6 of 15, 40% is totally good there.
The Warriors, 9 for 11 in the restricted area. That is definitely the high watermark for them, even though that's, you'd like more attempts there, but just they're being effective on him. 2 of 10 from floater range. Some really nice contests from Portland there, and a couple that the Warriors would like to have back. 5 of 13 from mid-range, and that's another huge downside for them of not having Kevin Durant. Like, the mid-range shots that they get aren't by as dangerous as shooters, even though they have plenty of other guys that can do okay. And then the Warriors still struggling from 3, 4 of 14 overall. Curry, 3 of 8. Thompson, 1 of 4. And other than those two guys, Iguodala has taken the only other 2, and he's missed both of his.
Yeah, and he's started camping out a little bit more in the dunker spot rather than spacing out. If you don't mind doing some questions, I will return shortly.
Happy to. Why do the Warriors go on a third quarter run so much? Well, they haven't done it as much this year. But the big reason, my operating theory for a couple of years has been because the Warriors generally don't start games aggressively. Like, even if they have their starters on, they take a little bit to get into the game, and then that's when they realize, okay, we have to get our shit together. And so generally they have maybe not their best lineup, but close to it, and they have greater impetus to play full effort, execution, and all that stuff. So I think that's when you see, oh yeah, this is what the Warriors actually are. This is the best iteration of them. And then the clutch part of close games. Should we expect a 20-7 run to start the second half for the Warriors? No, I don't think so. I think Portland has figured out a lot more, and the Warriors defense doesn't have, depending on what lineups they go to, I don't think they have as high of a ceiling there, and Portland's playing at the Moda Center. So I don't expect a big run. I mean, maybe they cut the margin by 5 or 7, but I don't think we're going to see anything crazy like an immediate 13-point. So, is Iguodala a Hall of Fame player? I don't think so, off the top of my head. I think that his peak wasn't really high enough. I mean, some of those guys that get there in terms of longevity, I think that's maybe a part of Vince Carter's Hall of Fame case. I think that Iguodala, Iguodala wouldn't have the latitude to be a playoff-only guy on basically any other team. The ability for the Warriors to keep him off the gas pedal. That said, that's in my eyes. I admittedly don't care much about the Basketball Hall of Fame, and I wouldn't be completely shocked if he ended up making it. Iguodala does have some Team USA stuff, but I wouldn't put him in mine personally.
Yeah, the Basketball Hall of Fame, it's so hard to answer questions about that because
it's silly.
There's all these, it's not an NBA Hall of Fame, so these other contributions come in. I don't even have a great idea of who's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. So it's just really tough.
Oh, that's a good one from Bricklayer Joe. The Cronkies are among the richest owners in sports. Why are they being outbid for their GM by the famously cheap Wizards? Well, the Wizards aren't famously cheap. First of all, that's a misconception. I mean, Leonsis has put a bunch of money into their facility. He's put he's gotten into they've ducked the tax a couple times, but he's been willing to spend on their team. Gave 3 different guys max contracts in 14 months. So I think that's unfair. But the Cronkies, because there's a big difference between having money and spending money on your basketball team. Those are 2 entirely different things. And in basketball, which is very different from, let's say, the NFL, which has a much harder cap, there is a much greater latitude. And with the Cronkies, you see the savings on both ends. Adam Maris got on this a little bit about the Nuggets having a really shitty practice facility. He doesn't put money into the Nuggets really in any capacity. So it shouldn't be a surprise that he's not doing it as general manager. That's different from let's say Dan Gilbert, where Dan Gilbert just doesn't think GMs are that important and just won't pay for them. That's an entirely different thing. Dan Gilbert's willing to spend on his team. He just doesn't do it in that capacity. And the G League, somebody brought that up. Yeah, they didn't have a G League team. Do they even have one now? Yeah.
Denver? No.
They're the last. They're the oldest.
Hey, you don't get that rich by just spending. But yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like the Nuggets are kind of or that's probably a little too graphic to say, that they are last in the hierarchy of the Kroenke sports properties.
Yeah. And I don't know how much they necessarily throw into some of their other ones. I don't. It seems like they do with the Rams, but again, it's a hard cap sport. It's a lot easier. Celtics and Knicks, who has the most attractive package trade for Anthony Davis? It's not the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks, their best asset is probably the third pick in a draft that isn't particularly inspiring. They don't have the option of Zion. With the Celtics, the bigger variant is not their theoretical package, because they can put together something ridiculous. It's what Danny Ainge actually puts on the table, because they have not only, I think the Memphis pick got significantly more valuable with what happened in the lottery, and they have Jason Tatum, they have Jaylen Brown, they have their salary filler is also significantly better. Marcus Smart, if he has to be salary filler, he's a damn good basketball player. So I think Boston has the best offer. I think the Knicks assets might have surpassed the Lakers as the most overrated by casual fans now, because Kevin Knox, I mean, we didn't do the prospect kind of the young guys pieces that we did last year. He did not impress me really at all this year. My opinion of him, I was low to begin with and has dropped. Ntilikina had a lost season. And Mitchell Robinson, interesting, but Mitchell Robinson largely plays the same position that we think Zion's going to play. So I don't think the Knicks package is particularly good, unless David Griffin feels differently than I do, which is 100% possible.
Who's better, Steph or KD? I had KD ranked above Steph when I did my rankings. You had Steph higher, right?
I had Steph 2, KD 3. And really for me what that's about is that I think when you have Steph, you're guaranteed to have as long as you build competently, you're going to have a really good offense. And with KD, you expect that, but it's not a certainty. So I think that's why I did it. But if you were to tell me that your team is guaranteed to make the playoffs, I would pick KD, because I think just what he can do in those circumstances is so valuable.
Yeah, and Steph. Yeah, I think Steph is a better regular season force, and also far better from a culture standpoint in the locker room. As a teammate, you have to say.
Dez commented, honestly looking forward to Summer League more than the finals. I hope that's not an indictment of the finals, because I'm super excited for these finals.
This final is going to be awesome.
This is going to be
assuming the Warriors and Bucks make it.
This will be, so 2016 kind of came out of nowhere because of, Curry being injured and Iguodala and Bogut getting injured, and the Cavs were fucking great. I mean, no disrespect to them at all. LeBron turning it on another gear, Kyrie in Game 5 was one of the best performances I've ever seen. So you put all that stuff in, but I haven't had a finals that pre-finals expectations, excitement. I haven't had a finals like this since 14. Since the Cavs.
This will be. This will probably be, to me, assuming KD is back. Otherwise, I would make the Bucks favorites. The closest finals matchup going in since probably 2013.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was late on the uptake from what I recall on the Spurs in 14. I didn't think they would be. I definitely didn't think they would whip the Heat's ass the way that they did. But
yeah, I thought they were pretty substantial favorites in that series, because the Heat were just clearly on their last. They had no depth.
This is something I talked about. I think we both talked about it. Samus Mondiari wrote this on Twitter about basically why is this Bucks team talked about differently than the 15 Warriors. And one point that I brought up was just the vacuum that existed. And what I remembered was, because I brought up that like neither of the finals teams were a top 4 seed. San Antonio absolutely could have been a top 4 seed that year. That was the crazy one where they lost to the Pelicans on the last day of the year, fell to 6, and then lost to the Clippers in the first round. But I didn't think, from what I recall, and we have dunked on, we could go back to audio footage. I don't remember really like full on believing in that Spurs team as thinking like, oh, they had their fastball still.
Oh, in 2015?
In 15.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think they won like 55 games, I want to say. But, Kawhi took a step forward that year, but not to the point that he would the next year of like really being the guy who had the ball in his hand. So I think they were.
And Duncan looked more limited. Like he was still playing, but he didn't look like the same guy. I noticed the step back that year.
Yeah, so the Bucks not getting enough media attention. I mean, they get plenty of media attention from us. We did. I mean, we've probably done more Bucks games for like the NBA cast this year than just about anyone. I would say.
Both picked them to go over. Both picked Giannis as our MVP, Budenholzer as our Coach of the Year. I think we both even picked a Bucks game as our best win of the year.
Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, overall, yeah, I think the biggest reason that I would say is the Warriors still exist, right? If the Warriors weren't around anymore, then the Bucks would have been the biggest story in the league this year.
Do you think if Giannis gets a ring this year, people will tend to overlook it later in his career? No. Because if you are the best player in a championship team, especially a championship team that presumably will get there by beating the back-to-back champions, no, nobody will overlook that. That is a part of your lore for the rest of your career, no matter what you do. And it might not end up being the best thing in his career, but if you win, I mean, and also if the Bucks win the title this year, Giannis is probably winning the MVP, regular season MVP, finals MVP double. And that is a big legacy thing as well. A big legacy thing that, when was the last time that happened?
What is it?
Last time a player won regular season MVP and finals MVP in the same year?
Oh, well, Shaq did it in 2000.
Did LeBron do it with the Heat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
2012
in
and 13. Yeah. So I think, that would be it, right?
Yeah, because Kawhi never won one. And then who won the 20? Yeah, the 13 MVP. Yeah. I think LeBron won 13.
He did.
But that's going to be a huge piece of Giannis's legacy if he gets it.
See here. What percentage will KD be at assuming he plays the finals? I think he'll be pretty close. I mean, it's really more kind of a re-injury thing with that calf.
And the finals also have a slower schedule because they want more games on the week. I think it's like game, then 2 days, then game, something like that. I think there's a little bit more time. Can the Bucks use their bench as much for as long as stretches against the Warriors?
Are we back here?
No, this is the talking highlights. I don't think they can use it quite as much because at that point, assuming they're healthy enough, the Warriors are going to be playing their best players a lot more, so that they won't be able to do it quite as much. But I mean, the Bucks bench players are very good.
Yeah, and I mean, there's not that much of a difference between them and the starters in a lot of cases. All right, here we go. Let's see if the Warriors can cut into this Blazer lead of 13 points. Got to be better, obviously, on both ends. So Bell is getting the start here. They look to hand off to Curry. Good denial by McCollum. Now Draymond, and he carried the ball. Not a good start, and it was all McCollum with a really nice denial on Curry to take away what the Warriors wanted to run. Here's Harkless. Gets it to Leonard at the elbow, looking to hand off to Lillard. Lillard denied well by Thompson. Gets it back. Engages Bell. Draymond with the steal on the strong side. Draymond looking to push it. Gets it to Curry. Good closeout from Leonard. And Curry misses. Great job by Myers Leonard sprinting to the arc on Curry. Draymond had the advantage going downhill against CJ. Did not take it. Here's Lillard. He's going to be fouled by Curry on the push. I really want to watch the Warriors pick and roll defense, I think they just the hedging that they've been doing. This is a group that could probably switch. The hedging that they've been doing has not really been working. Now it's McCollum switching, or I'm sorry, going at Jordan Bell. Goes for the fadeaway three. Not there. Good defense by Bell. That's one that the Warriors will probably take. Here's the drive by Curry. Green looking to Thompson in the corner. Instead, they swing it out to Steph. Good job by McCollum again. Bell looking to get it back to Curry, and there'll be a foul on Thompson reaching in. But McCollum has had some nice defensive stretches here on Curry.
And that possession to me served as another reminder of just how few good shooters this current version of the Warriors has. I mean, because Jordan Bell, maybe he takes some mid-rangers. Iguodala, he can, but he doesn't really want to. So it's really Steph and Clay, and that's it.
So this is going to be a foul on Thompson. They'll have a chance to shoot free throws. It occurred before the ball was inbounded. McCollum held him coming off the screen by Bell up top.
Yeah, and so that's 2 rapid-fire fouls on C.J. McCollum. Those are his second and third of the game.
1 free throw coming for Thompson. And Golden State with a chance to inbound once again. First points of the half there after 59 seconds.
And that was Clay's third free throw of the game. Steph Curry only has 2 so far.
Curry in the corner, guarded by Lillard. Forced to the baseline, crosses up. Nice step back on Leonard, but could not get it to go. That was a very weird location for that screen with Curry going towards the baseline. Now he's trying to deny Lillard. Lillard going towards the corner. Bell denying on Leonard. McCollum swings it to Aminu. Good job by Iguodala getting through the screen. Aminu into the lane. Fouled by Iguodala. Not a good foul there by Andre with Aminu going really into no man's land. And I think this is on the pass off, even though he had jumped.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're calling.
Lillard off a screen from Aminu. Now Leonard coming up to set the screen. They don't switch it. Now they late switch it. Here's Lillard, double teamed by Thompson, picks up his dribble, late clock. McCollum has to gun from way deep. Not there. Good box out by Iguodala on Aminu. Now Iguodala looking to push. Green tried to throw it up for Iguodala. He got hit. He claims. Now here's Aminu looking to push it 3-on-3. McCollum goes at Iguodala, pulls up, scores.
Really nice job there of picking a spot, getting there, and then just pulling up for the shot. McCollum, clean look.
Yeah, and he got it past that hand of Iguodala. Now Curry looking to go at Leonard, who had shifted over nicely with McCollum in primary defense. Thompson, Green switches it, or slips it, I should say. Now Thompson with a deep three, not there. Green keeps it alive, right under the Bell for the easy lay-in, as Leonard was a little bit too slow to react.
Yeah, and that's great use of a quick decision on a pass instead of pass velocity to create an opening before Leonard reacted.
Yeah, I mean, and Leonard, his defensive awareness is just not good enough. Like, he's just standing there. Green has the rebound. Bell's right under the basket. He never moves. Here's Lillard with the fading three, and Aminu knocks it out of bounds, but he does at least prevent the fast break. Warriors defense, I think Bell is actually their best defensive option as a center out on the floor, even more so than Looney, perhaps.
Yeah, he'll make some silly mistakes, but I think overall he's just more functional. You can do a little bit more with him.
Yeah, and you don't worry as much about him in a switch. Bell looking to find Curry. Oh, they miscommunicate. Bell's pass was too late. That'll still leave Curry open for the three, though, and he's going to go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. Excellent play design for the Warriors. Thompson, a hard cut. That forced Leonard to help on that hard cut, and that left Curry open for the three as Leonard's man set the screen. And I'm not sure why that's a foul. That looks like
high-five contact.
That looks like high-five contact to me. Yeah.
That's
that's tough. I mean, he had kind of finished his shot, but that's kind of a reputation foul, I think, on Myers Leonard. That's one they probably could.
And that could end up being an important call, too, because that's his fourth.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't let the guy finish his follow-through, maybe it's a little different, but that's supposed to be high-five contact there. I'm not sure that's a foul. Let's see here. When do you guys sleep? I usually go to bed during this time of year, probably like 2:30, but I get up at like 10. So I need, if I don't have 8 hours of sleep, I do a terrible job on stuff like this where I have to speak extemporaneously. It's just not going to work as well for me if I don't get enough sleep. But Danny, he doesn't require sleep.
I don't sleep that much. I try to go to bed sometime between 2:30 and 3, and then now I'm currently waking up around 7, 8. So yeah, that's but the thing that's unusual with me, like when I was writing the book, is I, like Nate talked about how less than 8 hours, is that I can function completely normally as long as it's not for an extended period with basically no sleep. So like when I was writing the book, I was working full time doing all of our other stuff. That was when we launched the Twitter NBA show. I never slept more than 2 consecutive hours for 2 months and still did everything. So it's useful. I don't want to do it again, at least not soon, but did it. Kind of absurd that Bell didn't play in the regular season. Yes, we agree. I mean, he's a capable center, and especially like when Cousins was unavailable, that Kerr would basically do anything but play Jordan Bell, and Jordan Bell is significantly better than Damian Jones in basically every theory. Even if the Warriors weren't going to their like high stress defense a lot early in the season because they didn't want to wear their guys out, we saw Draymond and Iguodala look significantly slower in the early part of the season than they look now. He's still way better than Damian Jones.
Question for you. Can you talk about the book you wrote a little? Sorry, we don't take talk about questions. No, just kidding.
So the book, I was asked to write it by Triumph, and I really enjoyed the process. It's 100 things Warriors fans can know and do before they die, should know and do before they die. And so it's 100 self-contained chapters, which is the only way I was able to write it as quickly as I did, because I didn't have to weave a narrative. I ended up doing a little bit of that kind of by juxtaposition in a couple of moments, but I would do batches of research. So like I would research the 80s or 90s Warriors, and then I would write breakout chapters based... Well, I had the chapter list pretty well set out beforehand, but then I would write I'd write on the 80s teams, and then I would write the chapters that involved those 80s Warriors and the seasons and all that kind of stuff around the same times, and would do combined research. And it worked out well. It was insane, but I really enjoyed the experience. I just would want to do a more laid-back approach if I ever write another book.
I will be back here finally. That seemed like an interminable break. Curry will go to line to complete the 4-point play. Oh, no, he missed his first free throw in a while. Hey, the timeout worked.
Look at that.
Iced him. Now they're trying to get McCollum to go at Curry. He does not switch that. Step-up screen from Harkless. Good slip by Dame, and he gets the floater. Man, Dame Lillard and CJ, they have worked so hard on that split of the pick-and-roll trap, and Dame, you see it right there, his acceleration going to his left. Green, looking to the weak side, hands off Iguodala. They'll switch that. Thompson off the screen. Nice job by Dame staying with him. Green, going to have to post up now on Aminu. Finds Iguodala, loads up from way up top. Not there. Iguodala has not had the touch in this series in the slightest. And he's going to probably stop shooting, too.
Yeah,
Lillard.
The Blazers can attack that.
So they're just going to... No, they don't switch this. They just go and double team. Bell. Now it's Aminu. They swing it. Leonard is going to get a wide open three as Bell had the late close.
And for me, the most important thing there was Lillard not rushing when the double came. It also wasn't a very aggressive double. Waited, found the seam, and just hit. I think.
Well, and this strategy just sucks. Like, just switch it. Like, what? Why you're going to have Bell just stay there forever and ever, and then you're going to double team? Here's a drive by Green and another foul. Man, I mean, the Blazers just are doing such a terrible job. Like, how many times does he just have to drive by him when he's unprepared? Great pass there by Harkless to set up Leonard. But yeah, I think the strategy sucks. Like, give us a shot at Jordan Bell guarding McCollum and Lillard. He did a nice job there, but I really just don't think that what they're doing right now makes sense. So Portland restoring order with a 5-point burst there.
Yeah, it's now even for the quarter, 7-7 before Green's second free throw.
McKinney is in it as they're going to go a little bit smaller here. Who did he take? Who did he get? Andre? Yeah, so
Yeah.
this would augur that they're going to bring Andre back in with to start the second quarter. Curry top siding on McCollum. Same play that they ran just a bit ago when Lillard split the screen. Leonard. Curry, nice denial on McCollum on the weak side. Leonard rolling. They get a wide open Harkless three now. Way off. Wow, not even close. Aminu had inside position for the rebound if he had actually hit the rim. Here's Green getting past McCollum into the lane. Finds Thompson for the easy layup. Draymond Green, once again, it was a quick screen. Curry set it for him there and caused the miscommunication. So the transition for the Warriors just so good. McCollum double teamed again, creating the space. Now they swing it to Leonard. No advantage gained. Draymond telling McKinney to go get Aminu. McKinney fouls Aminu. No call. Here's a three from Leonard. That's off. McKinney with the good box out on Aminu. Now here's Draymond going right at McCollum again. Tries to leave it for Bell. Not there. Gets it back to him as he got back in bounds. Beautiful.
Nice pass by Jordan Bell.
Yeah, cheeky little look there from Jordan Bell. An underrated passer. He can be a little turnover prone.
Those often go together. And so now this is a +5 quarter so far for the Warriors.
Leonard at range, looking to get it to McCollum. Now he finally gets it against Steph. Leonard now cuts to the rim. He's got the floater. Not there at all. Good effort by Bell to get back into the play. Draymond looking to push it. The guy's a little tired now with some up and down action without a stoppage for a while. Draymond, Thompson, looking to go one-on-one against Lillard. Back to goal. Double team coming up top. Thompson fading away to his left. Not a good shot.
And that was something we talked about in the first half of the, tougher two with Curry on the floor.
Now it's Lillard trying to go into Thompson. Not even close to a foul. Here's Bell way ahead of the field. And he blew the dunk. Second blown dunk of the series for Bell. Here's the drive by McCollum, and he's going to pick up a shooting foul on Curry. What a swing that was. Steve Kerr beside himself. He's got to go back to Damian Jones here, Danny. That's just unacceptable. Yeah, Bell, he just tried to put a little more style on it, and I was a little worried about that dunk because, and he's back in Oregon too. I think he wanted to put a little something extra on that, but with everyone so tired, Bell is probably not in amazing shape right now just due to having not played too much. I was seeing that Draymond Green replay. Now Green is yelling
Kerr
at
might
him.
not need to yell at Bell because Draymond will do it for him.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that could have cut it to 6. They come right back down in the transition and get free throws to push it back up to 10. So remember that.
See if we have questions. Oh, somebody's saying I should prioritize sleep. No, I create enough space within things that I can sleep longer. I have the flexibility to sleep 8 hours. It's just that my body doesn't require it. It's I structure everything so that if I want to sleep until 10 in the morning or I need to, I can. It's just that my body wakes up usually much earlier than that.
No, it's pretty insane. Like, you and I do exactly the same amount of work on like all the podcasts and audio stuff we do. And then you have like an extra 3 hours a day to like do all your writing too, right? Like, it's pretty incredible.
People are asking if we can block somebody on YouTube. I don't think I have that. I don't know if you do, since it's through your account.
I can't. Why is someone doing something annoying?
Somebody's spamming up top, higher.
Oh yes.
Because I can only block them from my own feed. I don't know if you get more. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, should be done now. Yay. Could the Bucks use their Giannis, Mirotic, Lopez front court against the Warriors as they have against the Raptors? So, yeah, I think they could in spots. because remember I've talked about the Warriors not having that many shooters in terms of number, but you're going to have to be selective about it. I don't think you necessarily want to start or finish that way, but there could be some moments within there.
This has been a pretty good defensive performance from Portland. Only a 100 offensive rating.
Well, yeah, I want to pull up the Warriors' half-court offensive rating because it seems like to me because when they've gotten it going, it's been in transition or semi-transition.
Yeah.
Okay, pulling it up from Cleaning the Glass. The Warriors have a 77 offensive rating in the half court. Portland has a 96 offensive rating in half court, but then they have a 133 offensive rating in transition and a high frequency. So that's really what's making the difference. Yeah, Portland's half court defense has been good, and the Warriors have missed some shots, but Portland's defense has made those shots harder. They've done a really good job.
Yeah, Golden State has turned it over a little bit too much still against this Portland defense. Dame Lillard, by the way, and we could talk a little bit more about his game, and CJ. I mean, neither of those guys have shot well. They're a combined 7 out of 21 in this game and have 6 turnovers, and yet the Blazers lead handily. And that's really, that's all about the what the traps are doing, and the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they're giving up a lot. The Warriors are giving up a lot more around the basket, both in those in various sets, and Myers Leonard hit a couple threes, and actually he's hit 3 of them. And yeah, I think that's an important part of this story.
Yeah, Draymond really the only Warrior playing well at the moment.
Definitely the one playing with the most urgency, which is not a surprise because that's typically what he does.
Kerr went to his timeout in between the 2 McCollum free throws. And he gets the miss on that second one too. So,
and Jordan Bell is still in the game, even though this could have been a time to just have Looney in.
Well, I mean, you got to deal with the good with the bad in Jordan Bell. Like, he makes plays, but he's also going to make bad plays. Here's Thompson, similar action to what got Steph that open 3 on the 4-point play earlier. That time they give up the back door to Clay instead on a different option there.
Something I want to keep an eye on is whether Kerr starts deciding to push his guys a little bit harder in this game if he thinks they have a chance to win. Because going up 3-0 is insurmountable functionally.
Yeah, another obvious foul on Curry trying to guard McCollum. And I do think that that's been an underutilized strategy by Portland, is just having CJ go right at Steph Curry, I should say. So it's Leonard and Collins together. They take out Aminu. Hood is in as well. Harkless is on the bench. So it's basically 3 guards and 2 bigs. Here's another drive by McCollum. He blew past Curry again. He's been abusing him in this quarter. Now they throw it ahead. Leonard with the interception. Green gets it back somehow.
What a tip.
What a play. And then Thompson blows the easy mid-ranger. Wow. A exciting sequence that led to absolutely nothing. Now here's Lillard in transition. Swings it to the corner. Hood with the high release 3. Not there. Bell rebounds. Draymond looking to push it once more. Bell running the floor hard. Now Thompson off the screen. Pass goes awry though. Thompson looking to go at Lillard. Not a good shot again, but he hits that one.
So Clay's now 7 of 17 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3 in this game.
Yeah, and only 17 points on 18 shooting possessions for Thompson. Here's the switch. So they're just sticking with the straight switch now. Interesting. Lillard, good contest from Bell. Not a good shot. I think they made the decision to go to the switch. Here's Bell running the floor. This time he'll make sure of it.
2 hands for safety.
Wow, that was a monster dunk. Yeah, Jordan Bell can play, by the way. Maybe he should have started the game.
Or played more during the season. Both.
Looney is probably going to come in for Bell now. And I think this is good minutes from Bell, keeping this stint to about 5 minutes so he can play really hard like he did there, outrunning everybody. Leonard hands off. Bell getting out of McCollum. McCollum with the high floater, rebounded by Green. Curry looking to push it. This is a 5-point game. Curry getting past Hood. Hood fouled him, no call. And then Collins picks up the foul instead. A shooting affair. I thought the foul should have gone to Hood immediately out on the floor.
And what should be freaking Portland out a little bit here is that, yes, they will have an advantage because Curry, I doubt he's going to play the entire second half. But I would guess that those advantage minutes that they had are going to be much narrower in this second.
Yeah, and Iguodala will be out there as well. So the hope for, if you're Golden State, Now, who do they go with at center in those minutes against Cantor?
I think it's going to be Bogut. That's my prediction.
And it is interesting. Cantor now in for Leonard, who has played well, of course. They're sticking with the two bigs.
Sorry, I should mention, Leonard played a lot of that third quarter with 4 fouls and never picked up his fifth.
Curry, another free throw coming to cut it to 3. And as poorly as Golden State has played, Portland has been stuck here in the mid-70s for quite some time defensively.
Yeah, they've only scored 10 points in the second half.
Livingston is in. He's guarding Hood. They don't switch this. Instead, they swing it to Cantor. Draymond coming over on that side pick and roll. Swing it to Seth Curry. He gets Looney in the air but doesn't take advantage. Late clock. Lillard with the blow by on McKinney. Cantor stopped by Looney. Rebound, though, for Portland. The offensive glass is going to be big for Portland now. Curry. Oh, what a play by Green. He took away Curry's angle. Oh, that was a travel from Steph. And they call it. And, hey, guess who forced that turnover, Danny?
Yeah, and that's Stephen Curry's, I believe that's his 4th foul of the game.
All right, turnover.
Turnover. Third, he does have 3 fouls.
Yeah, once again, Seth Curry forcing a turnover from his brother. That 3 could have tied the game. And now they're going to get an offensive foul on Collins.
And that's his 4th.
Just an absolute foul magnet. And part of its reputation, to be sure, but he's stuck.
He also does a lot of fouling.
Yeah, he's definitely still moving there, to be sure. Get it into Curry. Gets a screen in the backcourt from Green. High pick and roll coming here with this group. Curry waves them away. Now he wants to go at Cantor. Instead, that's way out from Curry. Oh, could not tie it. McKinney rebounds. Curry into the lane. Finds McKinney. McKinney couldn't handle it, but gets the layup eventually.
That's an aggressive take, but maybe he had a better angle than we could see from the camera. Because sometimes from the line of sight.
And good recognition by Curry, switching up the play to go at Cantor. Here's Lillard. He misses. Draymond Green with excellent verticality. Warriors can take the lead on this possession. Green pushing it up. He's got McKinney on his left. Back to Looney. Looney at Collins and scores.
Nice job using his length to get around that contest by Zach Collins. And now the Warriors, 24-10 third quarter, 77-76 margin with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I mean, it's been eons since the Blazers have scored now. And this is a 10-0 run.
And this wasn't a blitz at the start of the third quarter. At the beginning, it was even, I think, through about 4 or 5 minutes, and then the Warriors went on their run.
Yeah, it was still a 9-point, or I'm sorry, it was 73-59 Portland with 8:08 left. So they've scored 3 points in the last 5 minutes.
Wow. Does Steph have the most gravity in the NBA? Yes, he does.
Yeah, well, especially because he moves so much too.
Right.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. If it's a guy just standing by himself, you could feel like you can help off him and get back. When they never help off of Steph Curry, and usually they help onto him 25 feet from the basket a lot of times.
Is Draymond in the best shape of his career right now? He's running on every single board. I mean, Marcus wrote the piece about him losing a bunch of weight. It's not only it's that's an important part of it, but also he's playing with a shit ton of energy. Like I think he sees that this game might be there for the taking, and he's like, I'll push harder for this one and see if we can get it.
All right, we're gonna be back here in a moment.
They're doing the long running drama of Jordan Bell's dunks.
Yeah, well, he almost probably got. There was a possibility for a technical foul on that last one too. That would have been absolutely hilarious if he finally gets one to go.
I think there might have been a player underneath which might have given them cover. Maybe the refs felt sorry for him.
McCollum on the bench. They've gone with Turner now. Draymond just way off of him. Now Turner goes at him and scores. Evan Turner has had the touch, getting some key buckets. Portland back in front here. They finally get the lid off the rim. Let's see what Kerr has for his ATO. Livingston, guarded by Hood. Now they're looking for Curry on the weak side. Switched onto by Lillard. Backdoor. Curry, stopped from behind by Lillard. Great recovery by Dame after Curry had inside position on him. Portland looking to push. Seth Curry closed down by McKinney. and almost throws it away just like he did last game. Hood, they'll switch this. Now back to Livingston, no advantage gained, 10 on the clock. Turner's going to try to go at Draymond. This won't end well if he shoots it, I would imagine. Gets into position, tries to go at him, and gets the foul. Nice play by Turner, and Draymond had his arms forward. Turner recognized that and went straight into his arm for the foul call.
Yeah, I mean, his right arm, instead of being up, is like that. And
yeah, no, good call. Good play by Evan Turner, who is stabilized here for Portland.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be, assuming he makes this one, there'll be 4 important points, but they were down 1, and now they'll be up 3.
And he's got 2 buckets going right at Draymond Green, or at least 2 successful possessions. Curry guarded by his brother. They're going to get into the post. Screen away for Curry here, guarded by Collins. Collins, no reaction. 3-pointer by Steph Curry gives Golden State the lead. I mean, how many times does Portland have to see that exact play? I knew what play they were running right there. And just to not react at all if you're Zach Collins. I mean, if that's how they're supposed to guard it. Now the pass is behind Collins. Curry looking to push it. He's going at Hood, throws it up, and he'll go to the foul line.
And these will be his 5th and 6th free throws of the game, and that will actually push him past Lillard, who had 6 in the first half and hasn't gotten to the line in the second half.
Yeah, again, now, and this play is just impossible to guard because with the ball below you as a defender, you can't topside him basically because then he could just go right back door. So you're going to get screened off every time there. You just got to find a way. If you're the big defender to get out
and there. Here we're going to see it again. Kerr pulls Draymond Green with his 3rd because he has 3 fouls, doesn't want to get him his 4th for the last possession of the half or the quarter.
Yeah, last time I checked, Draymond Green is better on defense, so you might want to leave him in on a defensive possession. Bell is in, so it's Bell and Looney together. We'll see if they go to the switching here. They're probably going to run the time down, do a high pick and roll. Livingston saying that Bell should just go double team. Lillard picks up his dribble. Nice pass underneath. Oh, Bell recovered with a great block. What a play. Bell double teamed up top and then got back into the play for the block. Now Curry going to go one-on-one against Turner. Help coming. Good double from Lillard. Bell will take the mid-ranger. Not there. And we'll go down to a 4th quarter to see whether this series will be over for all intents and purposes. Massive defensive effort typified by that Bell block, and Portland in some trouble here after a 29-13 shellacking in that quarter.
Now, we should emphasize that Portland will have an advantage here. We're expecting both Stephen Curry and Draymond Green to be sitting out for at least the first few minutes of the 4th quarter. How long of a break that is extremely important, and remember that the Warriors just don't have many other loci of identity offensively without Curry and Draymond on the floor. Draymond has been an amazing initiator in this game, and so Portland is going to have some real advantage here. And this is a circumstance, we've talked about it throughout these playoffs, of Terry Stotts relying heavily on CJ and Dame. Those guys in these next 4 minutes, how if they're both in or one of them's in, they're going to need to be pushing really hard to try to create an advantage.
Yeah, and I want to see what's happening here with, is it going to be Cantor still in the game? Collins? Does Kerr go with a bigger center? Are they just double team Cantor in the post? Can they get a defensive rebound? And then Curry got a full 6 minutes of rest in which they were -11 in the first half. That would make me believe he could maybe get 3 minutes of rest and come back in here if the Warriors smell blood. But certainly you would say Golden State has the advantage. Iguodala has got to be back here. You would think he went out with like 5 minutes.
He was like 4 or 5 minutes into the half. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this will be more of a defensive group now. What's your prediction for who's going to be out there?
Bogut, Iguodala, Livingston, Thompson, and Cook. So that would mean no Jerebko, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Bogut looked pretty calcified. Maybe it'll be Jones.
Oh God, yeah, that's possible too.
I mean, maybe they just stick with Looney. Yeah, tough to say here. Not a ton of great options for the Warriors with a traditional center at this point in time. Catch up on the shot charts.
Wait, this is a quick thing. What is the earliest the finals will start? There is no change to the start date of the NBA Finals based on anything that happens. I believe it's a May 30th start date. You can find it, search NBA important dates. It never changes ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, 2017, there was talk that it could start earlier, but they just decided it was too big of a logistical challenge. I mean, a lot of like international journalists coming in,
yeah,
have to, like, change their flight.
Yeah, that's the easier. That's the kind of the easier part to explain is all of the people who only do the finals and have like booked flights or had all these plans, and for ABC's purposes, it's a lot harder too because they're a national network.
So Portland now 9 of 20 at the rim, a further 3 of 11 from floater range, 8 of 10 on mid rangers has really what has kept them going offensively. Ben noting it was an 18-3 Golden State run over 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Meanwhile, Warriors, what's their shot chart look like?
15 of 19 in the restricted area, so that means they were 6 of 8 in that quarter alone, 2 of 10 floater, 7 of 18 mid-ranger, and we're back.
Quinn Cook is in, forcing Curry towards the baseline. Tough shot by Curry. Curry has, and that's a good rebound by Jerebko. So it is Looney playing at center here.
No Iguodala.
And no Cantor either. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, maybe Iguodala just isn't playing well or something. He did have to go back to the locker room at one point. Cook looking to screen for Thompson. Instead, Thompson went to the 1-footer, swings into the corner, but he stepped out of bounds. Clay waving away the official, but I don't know how you're going to complain about that. Maybe he felt he got pushed. So Portland with their first possession, Turner guarded by Jerebko. Now it's McCollum guarded by Livingston. Wants to get, big push off there. Probably should have been called. Instead, it's a 3 from Collins that goes in to tie it.
And so the iteration of the second unit that we're seeing from the Warriors puts a lot on Klay Thompson as a shot creator because Quinn Cook's more of a catch and shoot guy rather than a pick and roll.
I'd like to see Cook do a little bit more off the dribble. He comes off the screen, gets into the lane. Good help from Turner off Jerebko. Pass comes too late. Cook, not a great passer. Thompson, he's going to have to go one-on-one. Wants to go to his left, gets there, gets past Turner, shoots it up, and scores with the shot clock expiring off the glass. Not good enough from Turner there. You got to know that Klay Thompson wants to go left off the dribble every time. Here's McCollum. Goes at Looney. Gets past him. Into the lane. Stop from behind. What a block by Looney. Here's the push from Cook, but not the same alacrity they have when Steph and Draymond are in the game. Cook. Good patience, but he got stripped from behind. Looney recovers, though. Looking for Thompson. Looney on top Jerebko. They want to get a screen for Thompson on the weak side here. He's open. Passes a little late. Thompson in the lane.
Nice play by CJ.
Yeah, CJ has good hands. He goes into Cook, and Cook, no choice but to follow him there. Yeah, the pass has got to just come a little bit earlier for Thompson. He had an opening, and it just was there too late. Cook waited to throw it until he saw Thompson open instead of passing him open, basically. And a good foul here by Cook.
But the longer this runs being a low scoring, low advantage for the Blazers, the better that is for the Warriors because then they'll bring their guys back. So this is 2 minutes. Assuming CJ makes these, they'll cut the margin by 3 in 2 minutes. Nope, he missed the first free throw.
Yeah, McCollum, usually pretty iced from the line, has been a little bit off in this game. Interesting decision for Terry Stotts of when to go back to Dame Lillard.
And Myers Leonard.
2 missed free throws from McCollum.
That could end up being big.
Those are killers. I don't understand why Cantor is out of the game right now either. He was awesome against this group in the first half. They're trying to post Livingston. Now they get it into him. Trying to screen for Thompson. Switch that. Now Thompson creating space. Good job by Turner staying with him. Tough fader by Thompson is way off. Good defense by Turner there. Now it's Hood off the screen. They'll switch this with Looney. And then Livingston called for another foul. Another common foul by him is holding off the ball. And as Collins tried to cut. Livingston saying he got a forearm into me, but when you're impeding a guy's cut like that, you're going to get called for it in today's NBA. Curry looking for McCollum on the weak side. McCollum with the split. No, he lost it. Gets on the floor. Great hustle, but Looney knocks it out of bounds. They've got 7 to shoot here. No, I think they're... What are they going to say? No,
they're going to say the Warriors never had possession.
Yeah.
Which they didn't. So I think that's...
So it'll remain 7 on the clock. I thought they're going to say McCollum had slid out of bounds there. No, he did not.
Yeah, his elbow actually stopped his slide enough to pass the ball out.
So Looney, you see when they hit their palms together, that means switch everything. That's what they're doing. Looney, bad foul there. And the Warriors, how many fouls is that for them now?
That's 3.
Lillard is back. Going to see if Portland can make a little bit of hay here before Draymond and Curry return. Lillard going at Looney, gets past him. Help comes from Jerebko. Another missed layup. Man, Portland just cannot finish at the rim right now.
And this is a 5-on-4 if they push, and
they don't. Yeah, Cook just looking to go 1-on-1 against Collins. They clear out. Cook gets him in the air and goes for the easy finish. Myers Leonard never came over. That's great individual offense from Cook to bait Zach Collins into going forward. Here's Lillard going at Looney. Another missed layup. Looney has been fantastic forcing misses at the rim, but Dame can do better than that. Cook to Looney, and Lillard picks up the foul as Cook had him beat off the ball.
And now we're starting to get into the zone where you wonder if Kerr might actually wait off of using his starters a little bit too long here, because maybe he goes, oh, look, the bench guys are playing well, but Lillard is in. I expect this to revert to the mean for Portland. They missed some layups and some free throws.
Here's Cook. He's got room and scores again. Quinn Cook.
Shot.
I tell you, man, Quinn Cook, as Stotts is going to get a timeout here. And I don't like this timeout either, by the way.
Mistake.
Now Kerr will always push it with he just kumbaya. Kerr wants to believe that the bench is going to keep doing well. But back to Cook, I think he can really be a solid backup point guard option for a team that has another creator.
Yeah, and there are plenty of decent second unit, guys that can generate offense that aren't good enough to be starters, and so you can fit a guy like Quinn Cook in. Now, he has defensive limitations, but we're talking straight second unit minutes, so that doesn't matter as much. But Cook, one of the limitations with him, and I've talked about this a lot at center, and Jabari Parker was another example of this, backups who you do not want as your starter. I think, who even in spot situations, that can be a real problem. Now, some teams just don't have the luxury of having a capable second starter, but if you need it, it's good to have it.
So, Kawakami referred to calf issues for Iguodala.
That's interesting. I was trying to look through the newsbreakers list to see what's going on.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything on my feed other than what Kawakami was tweeting, so it must be way further back here. Let's see if there are any quick comments here.
Dame has looked a little bit tired ever since his incredible series against OKC. Yeah, he had some. He looked good, but it was more in a patient way in the first half. I thought he looked great in the first half of Game 2, but it was a little bit different. But he defensively, I think we noticed that a little bit more. What is Portland's offensive rating in this half? I don't think I can pull that number. I was gonna see if I can.
Well, you can look at what it was at halftime, which we probably tweeted out.
That would be. Oh, you're asking me to do math. Okay. Actually, there it is. Okay, so they had 66 points on 53 possessions then. And now they have 82 on 82. So that was 19 points on how many possessions was that? 53.
This is riveting.
19 out of 29. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so 19 points on 29 possessions.
That's a 65-5 offensive rating.
Yeah, that's atrocious. I mean, and they like
That's real not good.
yeah. Oh, Mark Berman has reported that the Knicks will look into offers for Frank Ntilikina.
Oh, hey, big spender. That's a good point. Somebody, Des brought up the Blazers are shooting 64% on their free throws. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
And Dame and CJ have 15 of their 28, and you would, but it's a lot of their bench guys have missed at least one. But I mean, CJ missing 3, that's not good. The Moda Center.
I love the Moda Center.
I enjoy it too. I liked it better. I like the Rose Garden name much better, but you got to pay the bills.
Wow, that's incredible. 14 turnovers and 13 made field goals for Lillard in this series.
Wow.
So it's the same group out here for Golden State. Collins and Leonard together up front for the Blazers. Now they're switching Jerebko onto Lillard, forcing him to his right. Looney comes to double. They get it back to Lillard. Lillard has to pull the 3. Not close. Good box out by Thompson on the larger Collins.
Yeah, and it looked like Collins could have passed that out. I think it was to Seth Curry, and then he just gave it back to Dame. I mean, passing it to Dame isn't a bad decision, but had an open 3 maybe.
Here's Jerebko, pump fake, Thompson into the lane. Help comes. He throws it in the corner. Looney back to Thompson. Oh, that could have been a huge 3 for Golden State. Looney with the last second reaction. I couldn't even tell what he was doing there at first. Now Lillard switched onto by Jerebko. Double team comes. Right pass to Collins. They swing it. Leonard, well contested. Not there. Great box out by Looney. Sends Collins flying. He flopped for a call he was never going to get. Here's Looney down the lane. This sets up Jerebko's wide open corner 3. Passes it up. Steps in for the 2 and drains it for an 8-point lead for the Warriors. Evan Turner being sent to the table by Stotts. Curry and Draymond are there as well. So it looks like they're going to try and get away without playing Iguodala the rest of the game here. Leonard behind his back. McCollum blows past Looney, and finally the Blazers make a layup. And Kerr will get a timeout to get his guys back in, but to extend the lead by 3, a massive win for Golden State with their guys out of the game.
Yeah, so this is an 8-5 first 5 minutes of the third quarter for in favor of the Warriors. So only 5 points in 4 minutes and 51 seconds for Portland. Yikes. And, a portion of that had Dame and CJ on the floor together. Is this more about bad Portland offense or good Warriors defense? I think it was more good Warriors defense in the third quarter, bad Portland offense. And not bad Portland offense generating shots, bad Portland finishing in this quarter. I mean, they got 3 or 4 layups that they missed. And then CJ missed 2 free throws. Like, those sorts of things the margins for error are so thin against the Warriors that you have to make the good shots you get. And those are pretty damn good shots.
Yeah, I mean, Portland had a 125 offensive rating in the first half, and as you noted with your incredible math brain, in the 60s here in this second half.
I took calculus in college a long time ago.
Let's see here.
Why isn't Dame attacking the trap? I mean, they're kind of trying to. I think the idea is that they're trying to force him to give it up, and then maybe he could try to. I think Dame could learn some. One of the things he could learn from Steph is, and I mean basically every good shooter could, is the off ball movement after you give the ball up when they forced it.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that is motor, but some of it is also just like execution and figuring out how to use that.
But they don't have a Draymond Green on this team, and then part of why they signed Evan Turner was to do more of that stuff, but that just really has not worked. Glenn Simonson noting that he liked Memorial Coliseum better. I think there was 12,000 seats in Memorial Coliseum, if I'm remembering correctly. And when I was growing up, I loved Chicago Stadium way better than the United Center. Yeah, I mean, Glenn, just be bad that you didn't get the United Center, or be happy you didn't get the United Center instead of the Moda Center. The United Center is it's like enormous. Like you could land an airplane in
That would be an interesting kind of comparison thing of like stadiums that are dramatically different. And I don't know if this is true at the Moda Center and the United Center that were built around the same time and like just how that fared, because there are some times where that is really weird. Wait, does Draymond really have a triple-double through 3 quarters? Yep, 18, 11, and 11.
Yeah, I mean, and
he could get a 5x5 in this game.
Yeah, what is he at in terms of 3 steals?
Oh, no, he only has 1 block.
Yeah, he's only 1 block, yeah.
I mean, he did have 4 in the first quarter last game, but that's hard to do.
Yeah, they're showing the double teaming of Lillard that's taken place. I mean, it worked fine in the first half. They had a 125 offensive rating, and a lot of missed layups. The 3-point shooting has gone awry. I think the fatigue level for the Blazers here is catching up to them. Three of 14. That is ugly for Lillard.
Yeah, and all 6 of his free throws were early, and I think a couple of those were like non-shooting fouls that became free throws.
Jordan Bell is back. Thompson going to bring it up, so they're probably going to run something for Curry off the ball here. He does a little zipper cut to the top. Screen goes for Thompson on the near side. He's going to come off the screen. Good job by Turner getting through both of those in the floppy action. Bell in the corner, trying to get it back to Curry, and Turner, another great denial. Green's going to just have to jack from way out. What a defensive possession from Evan Turner.
Really nice job there. And I'm sure the Warriors were getting a little bit chesty with the idea of, hey, we have our best guys on the floor now and we're up 6, but they have to actually get some buckets.
Yeah, so when are they going to go is the question to the Steph-Draymond pick and roll nearly exclusively to close this out. Seth, they're trying to bring Dame to the near side off a screen. They'll switch it. Now he gets a wide open look. Oh, man, he's got to make that. And then Bell, he's going to get called for a foul here, holding down Myers Leonard.
And I believe that's their 4th, so getting close to free throws that'll make free throws for everything.
Yeah, Leonard, good job clearing out space on Bell. We couldn't see where it was that the foul took place. Leonard, they're trying to back screen for Lillard here. They'll just switch that. Instead, it's McCollum on the weak side. Comes over, switched onto by Bell, gets him in the air. Nice play by CJ, and that's the 3rd time CJ McCollum, his pump fake, has gotten him to the foul line in this game. Just
all of them on different Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bell, you got to know when you're right there, right? He's on him. Just a solid contest, and you're good enough there. I think it's when the guy has really stepped way back and has the separation that you got to jump. CJ had nowhere to go with 5 on the clock, and you give up the 3 free throws. Now let's see if McCollum can actually make these.
Front rim's the first, but it goes in.
So it looks like McKinney is getting the Iguodala minutes here. And the Warriors, if Iguodala is going to be limited here, it's a major concern. As McCollum, another missed free throw, man. They really need to get this win tonight because Iguodala being out, he's going to need some time to rest up as well here going into this series. And just the load that it's taken, that Houston series, how many minutes they're playing all the guys. Wow, 2 more missed free throws, man. And then McKinney looked to get fouled. No call. A 3 from McCollum is way off. Not even close. Draymond with not the greatest outlet in the world. Now here it is. 1-4 pick and rolls. Curry right into the lane. Myers Leonard could not stay with him.
When teams go small, if most teams, they don't have rim protection if the center is out on the floor. And so there's nobody on this team that can stop a driver if Myers
Here's Turner. Thompson goes down. Turner lost it. Draymond looking to push it. Curry is open. Leonard has got him. Now he should just back off here and let Curry go to work on Leonard. Turner trying to load to him. Curry into the lane. Passes behind Bell out to Thompson. Corner is McKinney. His 3-pointer along the baseline goes down. 10-point game, and Portland looking absolutely dejected right now.
But you've talked about this before. If there's one guy that if you need a frantic comeback, even though he hasn't been great in this game, Damian Lillard.
They're switching this. Draymond stays with him. Lillard gets it back. Switched onto by Thompson. Help comes from McKinney on the dig. They throw it out to Leonard. Bell closes him down. Bell tries to flop. They are not giving up that call, and Turner gets the tip on the weak side.
Skied for that offensive rebound.
Yeah, Curry never moved to go box him out. As I think it was that Draymond who fell down, or Bell. Now here's Curry with the three-pointer. Oh, baby!
Jeez.
Stephen Curry fading away to his right.
And so now Clay starting the alignment on Dame, but let's see what they're going to run. This is interesting.
They hand off. Lillard looked to travel. Now he finds Turner. Turner going into Green with a tough finish.
He's done such a good job finishing on Draymond Green. That's amazing.
Curry, screen with Bell, goes at Leonard, gets past him, slows down, finds space, and scores again. And Myers Leonard just cannot guard Steph Curry. That is now 3 possessions that they've run pick and roll with Curry. Curry has gotten 2 layups and a 3-pointer out of that so far.
And that's Terry Stotts using his second to last timeout.
Yeah, so well, you need it right now. They're down 11.
If this game gets close, then we'll see. But
he
needs it to stay close enough for that to matter.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do something to fix this. And Leonard, for Portland, really, like, with Turner out on the floor, Leonard, like, they've got Curry at the 3. Like, they got to just be scoring better here. But with Lillard and McCollum just have no juice at all.
That's a stat from Joe. Before today, CJ McCollum has never missed more than 2 free throws in any of his 45 playoff games. And now he's missed, I think, 4.
Who is that from?
CJ. Joe, no. Jay's in our chat.
Oh, okay.
He might have gotten it from a tweet. I don't know. But yeah, and CJ's missed 5 in this game. He's also gotten to the line 12 times, but that's still a lot of misses. This is more a question for you than for me. Will Steph Curry finish as the best point guard of all time?
You know, actually, earlier in these playoffs, I would have said no. But with what he's been able to do now, granted, only one game against a real defense with KD out, that Houston Game 6, a real playoff quality defense. But certainly, it's possible. I mean, it all depends what his longevity is. You know,
it wouldn't surprise me. I see. It's interesting with the best career for point
I think
guard
he's got the highest. He's probably got the highest peak of any point guard ever.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, we're back here. They're trying to get Lillard. He's going to take a tough fading 3 and drains it over Thompson. That is a difficult shot, but back to 8.
And for me, this is about Portland's defense most importantly.
Oh, absolutely. High pick and roll with Steph again. Harkless is in, so they can switch this now. They've got Harkless at center. Curry's just going to take it from way out. Oh, great box out by CJ. He's going to find Lillard. Lillard from the logo. Not there. Oh, that could have been huge. But McCollum goes over the back of Curry. I think that's probably should just be a no call there.
I'm guessing what they called was that he hit him after he took the rebound. But yeah, I wouldn't have called that.
He got him with the body, but that's a tough call. Is that going to be free throws?
No.
Yeah, okay. He got him in the head. That's a good call. I take it back.
Yeah,
great refereeing.
Portland only has 2 team fouls, so they're okay for a little.
Curry spreading everyone out. He wants to go against Turner. Instead, it's Thompson into the post to Green. He's got the size advantage on Curry. Split cuts, backdoor Curry. Looney goes for the easy layup. It's so good, Danny. The execution off those split cuts. Curry inside position, the bounce pass, and he finds Looney. 10-point game. McCollum way off on the 3-pointer. Curry looking to push it here. Lillard is exhausted. Curry, now they're going to run a little clock guarded by his brother. He wants the screen from Looney. Curry attacking his brother into the lane. I'm McCollum to finish it, and that's probably going to do it. 12-point game with 3 minutes left. Seth Curry did not execute the strategy. If you're switching, you don't force him towards the baseline. Now Lillard throws it up and off the backboard. Just lucks it in, trying to draw the foul. But, I mean, these are tired plays by Lillard right now. Green switching the angle of the screen. Curry behind the back. Throws it to the corner. McKinney almost lost it. Back to Curry. Curry crossing over on Turner. Good defense from Turner. Curry creates space. Fades for 3. Green inside position. Or sorry, that was McKinney. Thank you. Here's Green going at Seth Curry, and they're going to call a block on Seth.
Take a look at this. He's moving his feet along with Green there. I might have just made that a no call.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Like, because Draymond didn't use his off arm at all. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not far enough in front of his path to me on that one to get rewarded with an offensive foul. Weak side action between Curry and Thompson. Now Thompson the strong side. Oh, they get him. Looney mishandles, and then he just goes up for the easy dunk.
And now it's 3-shot fouls, turnovers. That's Portland's path.
McCollum looking to go at McKinney. Double teamed on the wing. Gets it to Turner. He's got Seth Curry wide open for 3. Another miss from Portland, and McKinney with excellent rebounding once more. And Golden State going to go up 3-0 in this series now. I bet you didn't know this, but no team has ever come back from down 3-0. Here's the screen coming from Looney. They switch the angle again. Curry guarded by Turner. Lost it. Turner going to go down here. Curry just not going to foul him. Thompson rejects him, though. What hustle. Down or up 11. Could have just let him go. Thompson got back. And they can run some more clock here now. Curry asking for the screen from Draymond. Draymond slips the screen. Now Curry's three-pointer from way out is way off. But they ran the clock there. That's all they needed. And with Portland, an inexperienced switching team, the Warriors just so good at dealing with switching, whether it's fake DHOs, whether it's flipping the angle of the screen, whether it's getting inside position on a split cut. Is another rejection, but Thompson is called for the foul.
Well, and also a benefit of playing the Houston Rockets immediately before the series is that their switching approach has been stress tested because the Rockets don't make all those mistakes, so they know they know what to do, and now they can actually do all those attacks. Huge. I mean, not a huge block in terms of the resolution of the game, but just a big play for Thompson to really kind of put a stamp on it. And now we're a minute away from the Warriors being up 3-0, and a tough loss, I'm sure, for Portland fans to take, even if we kind of knew where the series was going.
Well, I mean, if you lose Game 3 at home, they're going to lose by 10 here. Yeah, the missed free throws kind of suck, but like Iguodala didn't even play it.
He played 4 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, and was totally ineffective. Here's Green going at Harkless. Harkless commits the foul on Green. So now the Warriors will have the luxury probably of sitting Iguodala in the next game to help him get right with those calf issues.
Hey, Steve Kerr might get his free sandwich with another new starter. Alfonso McKinney might start game 4.
Yeah, and McKinney has played well. That corner 3 that he hit was maybe the biggest shot of the game.
And he had that big offensive rebound too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done enough. I mean, I think the Portland did not do a good enough job of not guarding him, though. I mean, they should have made him take a lot more shots. The Warriors are getting layups. Green with a couple of free throws. This second half, absolute disaster. A mere 30 points for the Blazers. Lillard picks up his dribble. McCollum shoves off, gets away with it. His 3 is good. With 46 seconds left, they get it in quickly to Curry, and no fouling coming here from the Blazers. It looks like they have accepted their fate.
And they will channel their inner Boston Red Sox and Dave Roberts and try to come back from 3-0. But
now all that remains to be seen is whether Seth can steal it from Steph, and he fouls him out top.
I can't believe you chose to give yourself that challenge in extra time. I've struggled with that for way too long.
Yeah, what a
I'll
game.
mention patreon.com/Duncan LaRue. Great way to support the show. Subscriber-only podcasts, salary cap sheets, early release podcasts, all that fun stuff. Also, if you're on Twitch, you can connect your Amazon Prime account, if you have one, with Twitch Prime, and then subscribe to us, and it doesn't cost you a dime, and it helps make us money somehow.
Draymond Green, player of the game, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
20 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists, 4 steals, and a block, plus 14. And he did it on 6 of 12 shooting. Curry, 36 points on 11 of 26, 6 of 16 from downtown. And Thompson contributed with great defense on Lillard and McCollum. but did not have the greatest offensive game. For Lillard, a massive disappointment. 5 of 18, 19 points. McCollum was 7 of 20, 7 of 12 from the foul line. CJ never gets to the foul line, and to miss 5 free throws, I mean, it's really just not good enough from those guys if they hope to win tonight. They got enough from other guys. Myers Leonard, Evan Turner was excellent. So, a bummer for Portland fans, but if you can't even make this game 3 close at all with the Warriors' injury issues, a tired team to be sure, but clear that they have not been in Golden State's class here.
So we will be back with the NBA cast tomorrow correct?
Yeah, to find out if we get another 3-0 series. I don't think we'll do the cast for Game 4 of this series.
I don't think so either.
Um,
And then, do we want to figure out our Dunked On schedule while we're doing?
Yeah, we'll just talk about that afterwards.
Okay.
I suppose. But yeah,
Follow
great.
us on Twitter.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow night. Till then.